is just a name. What matters is the fire, the heart that aim. You walk with wisdom, steady and true. A living lesson in all that you do. You study the giants, stood on the ground. Bennett, Clark, and Jeffries, the wisdom you found. You read the past like a lantern's glow. Then turn that light so the young ones know. Dr. Reggie, we celebrate you. A master teacher, shining through, living treasure.
New music, y'all.
You lift the people.
Shout out to Nana Asuru. Shout out to the Ashanti.
Respect to the elder, strong and free. You are a beacon for the world to see. In history, religion, culture too. You uncover truth and make it new.
New music, y'all. Shout out to Nana Asuru.
Building bridges across the land.
Yeah, it's really real, y'all.
Woo. And every room leans in.
Man, shout out to Brother Vaughn Dog, man.
Like a well-worn flame.
Always supported your brother Reggie. Always, never left. Yeah, this is real. You lift the people mind by mind. Hear the praise. Your legacy lives in 1,000 ways. My man, Revelation X.
Strong and free. You are a beacon for the world to see.
My brother, Elder Suntan.
Not the title, but the way you live, the wisdom you embody, the care you give, you teach with grace.
Shout out to Skinnyhead TV. Shout out to Skinnyhead TV.
We celebrate you, a master teacher, shining through, living treasure.
The music, y'all.
Deep and kind. You lift the people, mind by mind. Hear the praise. Your legacy lives in
Shout out to Nana Asu
respect to the
and the Ashanti for doing this new music for me. New music from the Ashantis. Somebody loves Brother Reggie. The Ashanti community loves Brother Reggie. Let me play this again. Woo! Come on. New music from Nana Asuru and the Ashantis in Philadelphia.
What matters is the fire, the heart of name. You walk with wisdom, steady and true. A living lesson, all that you do. You study the giants, stood on the ground. Bennett, Clark, and Jeffries, the wisdom you found. You read the past like a lantern's glow. Then turn that light.
Yeah, it says it's July 11th, 6 p.m. Get there at 3:30. If you're coming in from out of town, get there at 3 o'clock. New music, y'all. The West Africans love me. The African Americans that chose the Bosham, which is their version of the Netter Road. They know me.
Uncover truth and make it new. A researcher sharp with a patient hand, building bridges across the land. You speak with honor, calm and clear, and every room leans in to hear. You carry knowledge like a well-worn flame.
New music.
Passing it onward in your name.
From the Africans that love Brother Reggie.
We celebrate you, a master teacher, shining through, living treasure, deep and kind. You lift the people, mind by mind. Oh,
Brother La.
You give, you teach with grace, you lead with sight.
Nana Asulu is coming from Philadelphia. He's the chief linguist of the Ashanti Nation in America. He's coming. Hey, don't listen to those people that say people don't love Brother Reggie.
The world to see.
Woo. Peace to the family. How y'all doing today? If sa.neter comes on, he does something, I have to get off, but I do have some time to answer some questions about the debate. Thank you all for your interest in this great conversation that we're having on the neter rule. You can't have ancient Kemet without the neter rule. You cannot have ancient Kemet with the neters. You can't have Tawi civilization or Shmai Tawi without the neters. So the interesting thing is, why is someone re-engineering what the neters are? Why? Why do we now hear that the neters are real, but they're not literal and they're not actual? And they are forces and energy, and that we have given them a name. Why do we hear this? The neterus are real, but they're not actual. They're not literal. They are now just forces and energy in the universe, and we've given them a name. Go quote that. Go search for that. It's made up. It's made up by my opponent, Jabariism. It's Jabariism. He's never written a paper on the neters. Nothing in writing. Maybe a blog post saying that they are real and not literal. Why do we hear this word now trying to re-engineer the neters? So after this, so we're going to hear that the bosom is not literal. What about Ife? That's not literal. What about voodoo? That's not literal. What about the doggone beliefs? That's not literal, right? We've heard our Him Necher Tepi of the Shrine of Ma'at say that Jesus Christ is not literal. We've heard him say that the Abrahamic prophets, the prophets of the Torah and the Tanakh, they're not literal. We've heard him say that. Wow. Now he says that the ancient Egyptian, as we call them, the Remesh, Tawi, the people of Kemet, that their gods are not literal. Oh, wow. What a web we are in. And we're going to address that, and we're going to show some videos. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to invite the public in. I know. Here it goes. Share. Sorry. Come in. I'm inviting you to come in. What a web we weave. What a web we weave. So we are now going to take an English word and we are going to, an English word, and we are going to re-engineer African culture, religion, and spirituality. So I'm waiting. Come on in. Elder Suntan, my brother. Man, Elder Suntan is one of the soldiers of Black News 102. Man, he's helped us so much. He's on all the time. He has his own thinking, his own questions. Uh, he, he's not on Brother Reggie's side, but I love my brother Elder Suntan.
Well, you something else, Reggie.
He's
You know,
not.
I told you, man, I don't care who wins. I want to learn
Uh,
the information.
uh,
All
I
right.
I understand.
That's what I'm about. Hey, Reggie. And then I took another bow to bow back down, even to discuss these Abrahamic faiths with these easy bands and these other cats. I'm not even into no more discussions, Reggie. I'm just going to sit back and, just do what I do, man. You know what I mean? I'm not discussing these fairy tales with these people. And they want to get up and say, want to make things literal the way they want to make them, and then talk about, well, we heard from the scholars. They're the same, how would you say it? The same, not Afrocentric, but Eurocentric scholars that taught uh, our whole community in the world this Eurocentric way. So, I would lean more to philosophy now, Reggie, and things of that nature. And, because I let everybody have whatever thought they want to have, about religion, or if they want to get into the field, you got your King Jays who want to read. But Reggie, here's a question to you. What, and I want you to be as honest as possible, how could the study of ancient history, learning the meta and all this stuff, how could that be advantageous for us in 2026, unless it's just your hobby or it's just something that you like to do? You can't sit and try to put somebody else down for not understanding or knowing this. I think it's all fairy tales. It's all man-made, man. So what do you think about that, Reggie?
Well, up until maybe 100 years ago, uh, Egypt wasn't being attacked because they had put ancient Egypt and the ancient Egyptians people. They had put them in the Orient. They had put them in the Near East, even though it was in Africa. So through the efforts of Anthony Furman, who you should look up, uh, um, those in France that birthed Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop,
Right?
those Dr. John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben in our community, they have, and then all the other greats, Dr. Ricchetti, all the other greats, Dr. Jacob Carruthers, uh, Malana Karenga, ASCAC, uh, what they have done is had arguments now challenging the Europeans uh,
Right.
that it's an African civilization. So this group of people in Africa, they have been spit on, they have been enslaved, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and so restoring the history, and we've only been able to do this in the last close to now 100 years.
I was just going to say that. What you say about Anthony Browder, you didn't mention him.
He's a student of Dr. Yosef Benjo Cannon.
I understand, but he's still in that he's still in that pioneer lineage, right? Where he's trying to
Mm.
find out as well.
Well, he's second generation.
Yeah, of course.
Dr. Yosef Benjo Cannon. He's done some great work, but the pavement was already cracked with Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark and Dr.
Right.
Diop and Anthony Furman. The students of Dr. Ben, they have made their own personal way.
Theophilo Benga.
How did I miss Dr. Theophilo Benga? Thank you.
Right.
They, wow, I apologize, sir.
That's okay, but you're on the right track.
But they paved the way
Yep.
It's easy for students to come and to students to extend, but the great legacies is with Dr. Diop and Dr. Obenga and Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben and Dr. Antonin Furman, and then with Dr. Ricchetti uh, and her school, who first taught us the community, not academia, not through academia, but the community, the meta nature. So,
Hmm.
how could this be important to us? Well, it restores history first. It writes a history that has been um, distorted, right? It
Reggie,
opens up.
Reggie, I gotta cut you. I gotta cut you. How can we do that when you got Unc and Chief X and them blocking? They just throw what you just said because I was waiting on you to go that way. But so what we gonna do about that? Them sort of characters now, Reggie. Come on, talk
Well,
to me.
Uncle Kek, um, you have to understand, Uncle Kek was one of the first people to talk about the Green Sahara,
Yeah,
which
I've
is
been
the parent uh, of the grandparent of the Nile Valley, right? He also talked about the pottery, the wavy line and dotted uh, wavy line pottery. He talked about Gobero. Uncle Keck does anthropology. Unc's only issue is how we use the color black.
right,
He doesn't care about the black skin, but neither do many of our other great teachers like Dr. Shamaka Kenta. The fact of the matter is they were African. There's Osar and Ka, um, my brother.
keep going on that, Reggie,
So,
because you
so,
enlightening me. Peace, little brother, sir.
so you have to
Imhotep.
take a person's points for what they are. Uh, if black people were first, we were the first gods and goddesses,
Hmm.
and we was the first devils.
What
Because
about Chief X stands, Reggie?
wait, I didn't get to that, but because
Okay.
because black people, if you're calling yourself uh, black, we all know that all skin folks ain't kin folks,
Right.
and so as we will find out during this great depression that is coming, because America has made a big mistake, right?
Right.
The petrodollar, we will find that it will be our own people that won't raise up our people, that's attacking our people. We have FBAs attacking Africans on the continent, but
Yep.
they wear New York Knicks hats. So they attack people from the Caribbean, but Brunson is part Caribbean, right? So we have a lot of African players in the NBA and in other sports that we cheer, but we hate them, right? But yet we wear their hats
Right.
and their jerseys, right? So the contradictions of them and Africans such as Marcus Garvey and even when it comes to Pan Africanism comes out of the Caribbean, right, to the Americas, to Africa, and so the problem is the so-called black on black hate that we've had on Chief X. Well, Chief X is listen. We always need people to have arguments to see if we can defend against this.
Okay. That's a good point.
So Chief X's points. The problem is over the years, he said nobody's defeated Chief X. Well, that's not the fact, and Chief X doesn't come on too often these days, right?
Right.
Saw Saw and Kai and others beat him to death,
Right.
right?
Right.
They don't come on, and then criticism without trying to fix anything is problematic. So, but I do have my brother Asaran Ka, who is a priest in the Kemetic tradition. He's a different type of priest. One is that he definitely reads the Medu Neter now probably better than Brother Reggie, right? The other thing is that he looks at the universe, right? He looks at what they call the deacons, right? He looks at the cosmic part, and there are others like our brother Patashi Kasor, who is also an elder. They are star watchers. They look at time. They look at time before humans, right? And so um, I'm happy that he's on. We have some minor disagreements that we will fix at the debate. He knows I know the text. We can go text for text for text for text for a whole hour, right? Um, but he's worked with me, and for more than 10 years prior to you seeing Osar and Ka, you have to know that it was the resident members of the conscious community that didn't want to hear anything that he said. Osar and Ka was around during the polite days,
Right.
but uh, and when certainly Shaka was on, but they didn't want to hear from my brother, so he had to wait 10 years, y'all. Hassan Ka went to the museum. The only people who can read anything in that museum at that time, maybe 12 years ago or so, was Brother Reggie and Hassan Ka, right? Everybody else, they was looking for words like Hotep and sa.neter, and that's all that they could render. They couldn't render one sentence, not one sentence, right? And I seen Brother Hassan Ka, and they were having a terrible time. And I said, Hassan Ka, can you come up here and help me read?
Yes,
Read,
he did.
right? And how can I say a dua was born, right? Because then I realized that there were people that we did not know who we pushed aside that can actually read the words of our ancestors. To your point, and then you can ask another question, and I'll let Hassan Ka come in.
Okay.
But your point is that how is this important? Well, for 500 years, the European has kicked us in the head with his information, and no one said that that wasn't important. No one didn't say that that didn't change Europeans' lives and give them esteem, right? So when they talk about the founding fathers or them, when they talk about philosophy and it's the Greeks, right? It's
Yeah, if you don't know better, it's the Greeks
well,
because
better because of the community. So the community that I'm talking about, our scholars that only launched on Du Bois, Leo Hansberry, right? Uh,
Mhm.
they started this journey 60, 70 years ago, right? Okay. And Leo Hansberry, Dr. Leo Hansberry is probably one of the greatest that dealt with the subject, right? Uh,
Right.
and then of course Du Bois came, but he's uh, and then the fraternities came, and the fraternities started claiming uh, Egypt in
Right.
Africa, right, and
Right.
populating it. They did a lot in the university level to get people involved in this, and then there is other groups, masonry groups. All of a sudden, the masonry groups started re-looking at Africa. So no one complained when the Europeans put themselves and
Yeah.
they gave God their image, right? No one
Right.
complained about that, but we have complaints about what does the meta nature, the words of the existence, right? Or some people say the words of divine, or some people say the words of God. But the person that I'm debating, they are words of forces and energy.
Well, my last question is this really rhetorical. If people don't know, and it's for the people in the chat, and I
Oh,
need
sure.
you.
Wait, hold up, stop 1 second. We have a great in this building. We have Dr. Jahi Isa, right? Dr. Jahi Isa, all the people that I talked about, Dr. Jahi Isa has a PhD, right, from Howard University on these subjects, right? Very few people know African American history and culture better than the real doctor, PhD, Howard University, Dr. Jahi Isa. I don't know where in the world are you. I don't know if you're still in with Treyar, if you're still there, right? In Burkina Faso, I don't know where. I wish you health. But we've had greats on this channel, and and Dr. Jahi is a little younger than me, but he
Okay.
follows in the footstep of Dr. John Henry Clark. If I wanted to say anybody was really close to Dr. John Henry Clark in thinking, it would be Dr. Jahi Issa, right? If anybody was close who wanted to be like Dr. He picked who? Everybody picks their heroes. Dr. John Henry Clark is Dr. Jahi Issa's hero, somebody, his extended father. And uh, but now we have people coming in as Black Studies departments or being how can I say devastated. There's only a few Black Studies departments. They have now they're the ones that exist there. They're teaching LGBTQ. They are bringing in Europeans. They're not dealing with indigenous Africans who these departments are founded to study. Then they bring in Europeans to discuss African American history, right?
Right,
But
of course.
they don't bring in people like Dr. Jahi Issa, who should have a tenured position. But we have other people who are professors, right? I mean, Dr. Jahi Issa, I'll tell you a story, and y'all think it's gonna be ish. But Dr. Jahi Issa would have loved to teach at Hunter College in that same department. And me and Dr. Jahi Issa, we had a conversation with the chair of the department, right? Um, how Dr. Jahi Issa is not in one of those departments, I'm gonna get to that at another point. But Dr. Jahi Issa should be living in New York. He should be teaching in one of the major institutions on Black Studies. Why? Because he earned his PhD in the subject, and he has writing besides his published, and we've published together. And for me to get to publishing, do you know that I had to be under a PhD? Dr. Jahi Issa said, "Hey, brother Reggie, it's no problem. I like your work. I like your writing. Let's publish something together." So that's what Dr. Jahi Issa did for me. We did a publication, Reparations is Dead, How to Resurrect It. I wouldn't have been able to publish it myself, even though a lot of the ideas on the illegal slave trade and the current reparations movement was my expertise. I couldn't publish it alone. I had to go under a PhD. And Dr. Jahi Issa said, "Brother Reggie, I have no problem with your work. Let's publish together." Now, other people who call themselves this, that, the third, and got all these fancy titles, you might say it's hate, but I'm telling you it's the truth. They don't have any publications. They don't have any publications.
Let me say this, brother Reggie. I need you and Asar. You know, I'm gonna end on this one. While they take philosophy and give it to the Greeks, because the Greeks stole it through resources and through power, through war, through colonization. However, all the great philosophers from all the Greek philosophers went to Kemet to study. Am I right or wrong? Herodotus. Is that right or wrong, Reggie and Asar?
Well, yes and no. I mean, they went into Africa.
They
And
went
then
to
they
Kemet
found
to study.
themselves-
That's what I read somewhere.
but they were studying in North Africa until, it's the politics, until they can get into ancient Egypt. And then some of them studied there and came back with new philosophies, and they were
Right. They came back with that Western philosophy. So I'll let Asar come on. And
Okay.
like I
So
said,
let me say, hey, Dr. Jahi Issa, before you go off, put your Cash App in. Now, Dr. Jahi Issa has left America several times for his love of Africa, and he went to Burkina Faso, right? Prior to Burkina Faso, it used to be Upper Volta, right? Thomas Sankara came to the United States early, and he was assassinated by Black people. And
wow.
Trayar is a beacon of Pan-Africanism and self-reliance and sovereignty. And Dr. Jahi Issa said, "You know what? I'm gonna give up my life in America to go there. And I am going to study with these people. And it's all in French because they're a French speaking nation. But Dr. Jahi Issa was there to see the young people who would give up their lives if there was a missile strike on Trayar, that they would surround the palace. Dr. Jahi Issa is studying their culture in Africa right now. And of course, he needs some support. So where is Dr. Jahi Issa's Cash App? So put it in, and if everybody can listen, give Dr. Jahi Issa $5. Give him some love. If you can't give it to him now, write it down and put Dr. Jahi Issa on your schedule.
Yeah,
Right?
he should be on your radar right now, on the top of your libido. Anybody talking about, and you just mentioned this, Suntan, you talked about people who say, oh, no, those are Arabs. The Arabs were there. Go on and talk to Dr. Jahi Issa and say that and see how fast it unravels. That's what he does. He's a piece of history in time himself, being a PhD doctor that's black in America. And the way he breaks down the history of these things, from what I read from, what did you print, Brother Issa? I think it was an article I read from you on academia or something like that. And you were breaking the history down so tough for the Nile Valley. It made me smile. Then I hopped on the show with you on somebody's podcast one time, and just a wealth of knowledge. Him and Dr. Faraji, they're both like pieces.
Absolutely. And Dr. Jahi Issa did a conference on Beyond West Africa, or West Africa Beyond. And in that conference was many continental Africans and African Americans, and it set a blueprint. And later, that conference was copied by the people. And even though Dr. Jahi Issa invited them to the conference, the problem is they didn't re-invite Dr. Jahi Issa or Dr. Faraji or any of us to their conference. And that's just the way it is. Wait, let me see what Jahi Issa says. So, Dr. Issa, put in your Cash App. And I want everybody, if you can't give it this week, if you can't give it next week, and Dr. Jahi Issa will contact me. Unfortunately, I'm not on WhatsApp. That seemed to have gotten hacked. But if you could send me a message, and at one point, I will have Dr. Jahi Issa come in and talk to us about what is happening in Burkina Faso, that he can legally say that is not going to put Burkina Faso in harm, and what is going on there and the rest of the Sahel. But that's that. Okay, so listen to Brother Sarge, and so both of you, and I'm gonna put in I'm gonna put in the link again. So when you hear people, because we disagree, I disagree intellectually with Jabariism. I disagree with Jabariism. And because of that, then I get backlash on my own, the channel that I work so hard with, that I'm jealous, I'm hateful. Wait, hello, family. Uh, hey fam, I have a treasure that many of you do not have, and that treasure comes in the context of a family. And my family, my former wife is a PhD in STEM, in mathematics, right? Uh, and she runs a business that she teaches students and teachers in the New York school system. We have a son. His name is Senegal Mabry. Senegal Mabry is noted as one of the most influential young Black scientists in the United States. Okay, so you don't believe that. All right. So um, you don't believe that. Okay, so let me just pull this up uh, uh, and I'll just show it to you. So, so while you think I'm a YouTuber, no, I'm a father, family man, right? Uh, and yeah, okay. So here it goes right here, and I have a treasure. I didn't buy property. I couldn't. I had to support my family, right? I had to support my family. So what other greatness I put whatever my personal things are, I put that aside for my family, right? Some of you talk about the cars you drive, the women that's on your arm, right? No, I put it in my family. So let me just show you this. Uh this here goes right here. PhD student. My son is a PhD student.
There go
Senegal.
that young man. Hold on, let me give him a round of applause for you. Introduce him.
Yeah,
Young,
yeah,
young, young Mabry on the rise.
yeah.
Those who don't
PhD
know.
student Senegal Mabry named Rising Black Scientist. For Senegal Alfred Mabry is my father's name. His research on Parkinson's disease is not just science, it's a chance to help communities that are traditionally overlooked. Mabry is a doctoral student in neuroscience, right? Working to understand how psychosocial risk factors like anxiety and racial bias, wonder where he got that from, affecting the pathogenesis and comorbidity of Parkinson's disease and cardiovascular disease. My son is saying that racial bias is a factor in Parkinson's disease. He's a recipient of this year's Rising Black Scientist Award, a program created by Cell Press in 2020 to support talented Black scientists starting out in the life of medical science. Okay, that's all you need to know, right? So while people say, and I'm young brother Reggie because I look like I can get in and fit in, brother Reggie has a treasure. Brother Reggie can die tomorrow in whatever economic status that I am. And but I will tell you that YouTube won't bury me. I will tell you that my son will bury me, right? So now other people who are calling me these names, you should know what I've done as a black man in our community. Because I disagree with your favorite hymn Tepi, right? I shouldn't be getting that hate. People like Dr. Jahi Isas and others said that outside of my normal stuff, I took time to go to Dr. Jahi Issa's trial when they pushed him out of the university on false charges. And I did 3 to 4 days of that trial. And Dr. Jahi Issa will tell you how I helped that trial. I stepped out of my hobby, if you want to call it, and I stepped into law, and uh, I helped Dr. Jahi Issa at a critical time, which made the judge, right? Which made the judge have to now uh, move to an award for Dr. Jahi Issa in his federal case. But y'all want to listen to YouTube, right? Y'all want to listen to YouTube. Y'all don't want to listen to real life. So how does this help us? It is our strength and conviction in our people and our love for our people that makes people like myself who are well trained to step out of this YouTube BS and go on and help real people. So anyway, y'all want to talk, right? Y'all want to talk, right? And
Oh,
so watch this. So here goes. Very true. He helped a lot, and a lot, and I would have lost the case if it was not for Reggie. This is a federal case in Delaware, right? On civil rights, retaliation, and discrimination. Uh, and to help a fellow African, a fellow human being, a friend of mine, right? The best way that I can in law. And you people want to hate your brother Reggie, but for over something that you will find out in this debate. You will find this out in this debate. It's really shallow. It's really shallow. I can read the meta-nature. I walk through museums. I read to you. There's only a few people I saw in Ka that could read the meta-nature in our community. You are one of them. Now we have King J, and we actually have Harwin, right? We have the great Smash Rockwell, right? And we have Ujao and his students. But there's only really of this generation, and you're really not even in my generation, but in your generation, there's really only about 15 to 20 at best. But you have all these trips to Africa, you have all of these shrines and temples, uh, right? Uh, you have all of this, but the people who read it, Dr. Ricketti's school with Baba Banachi and Infidisi is a great student and teacher. They are our elders in the Medu-Neter. Dr. Theophilo Benga uh, and Dr. Mario Beatty, they uh, they are our elders in the Medu-Neter, but we're closer to Dr. Ricketti, Baba Banachi, Infidisi. We are closer to them because they came to the community, right? And Dr. Theophilo Benga did come to the community uh, through Baba Banachi. But you want to listen to people who talk about Kemet, and they talk very well. There's no way I can talk better, be more articulate than some of these other people. But I can tell you who I'm proud of is the young people. And Asan Khan, you got to tell the people, I actually found you and pushed you, right? And they did not. They want you to join their hocus pocus, right? And teach them in their space. But I introduced Asan Khan, and of course Smash Rockwell. Most people didn't know that Smash Rockwell knew the Medu-Neter as well as he did. I sought him out. I'm in New York. I reached out to him. He lives in California. And I said, brother, you're the fastest reader of Medu-Neter that I have ever seen. Can you come and help your brother Reggie in this Kemet trial? And he flew down to New York on his own money, not the conscious community money, on his own money, sat on sa.neter's couch. And then he decided that he would help us on Kemet trial. And then he brought in the Amin Ra squad. Then we got a chance to look at Brother Ankh for the first time, where Brother Ankh certainly was on the side of history. So y'all can't hate on Ankh and Kemet because Ankh was on Kemet trial. Ankh spoke at Kemet trial. Brother Reggie was the author. I didn't have to speak, right? I just worked with Polite, who I tutored, right? But Ankh spoke on his 10 toes down on Kemet trial. So did Smash Rockwell. So y'all got to stop the hate on Ankh, right? You got to stop the hate. You either got to get in the ring with him, or right. You only have that's what you can do. And I have my other brother Harwin that just popped in, but Asar, you wanted to speak. I kept cutting you off.
Yeah, I mean the yes, sir. The stuff that goes on behind the scenes is just crazy. Even with just basic stuff like people with Sable Reggie, one of the reasons why I venerate him is because when it comes to the acronym for the Neteru, he put it in the format of Ankh. Some people tried to demonize that. Like, silly. This is an acronym that helps you remember things. He didn't say it was a piece of the historical record. He said you can remember the Kemenu, which are the 8 Neteru that they talk about in the beginning when they're describing sciences coming into existence. He said you can say Amen, Amunet. You can say Ker, Kerhet. You can say Nun, Now Unet. You can say Hehu and Hehuet. That's just a brilliant mind giving you an acronym off the top of his head like a rapper would do when we're in battle. And they try to demonize it. So it's a lot of silly stuff that takes place, man. And there's so much knowledge sitting around you that you ignore. As he just pointed out, if I knew Dr. Jahi Issa was in the audience and I knew of him, which I do, and I didn't know him, I would ask, are you the real Dr. Jahi Issa? Then I would start to try to get his information. They had Dr. Faraji on here, who is his partner in crime, basically. Me and Dr. Faraji were with Saber Reggie touring the museum. And he's asking me questions about the canopic jars, and I'm reading stuff off the canopic jars as we're in there. And this is Dr. Faraji. If you don't know Dr. Faraji's work, you're not in the know about the new scholarship that's going on in Africa, in African-American realms, period. He's one of those. Dr. Jahi Issa is one of those. Our young brother Harwin, when I see cats like this, I smile because it's a young brother who's picked up Medu Neter. He also speaks Nuwapu. You know, some people demonize Nuwapu, but you can't knock the fact that that's some black people that created their own language, right? He's heavy on the Sudan. He's in the African history and studies. These are the things we like to see from our community. My brother up here, my brother Suntan, Elder Suntan, was asking, what's the purpose? Why would you study ancient Egypt? Saber Reggie answered most of that. You're restoring black history to what it actually is, not being knocked and swabbed over by an Arab discord who just recently moved there. So if you don't know, all of Africa was black in the beginnings, there's nothing they could do about it. Oh, I'm Algerian, you were never here. And then we go to the rock art and see a bunch of afros and braids.
Yeah,
facts.
Yeah,
how we going to rock art and seeing afros and braids in Morocco if you was always there?
If they say that's not sub-Saharan, Asar, that's not sub-Saharan Africa.
Right. All of a sudden they done forgot the word, and we don't even call it that, right? We call it Southern Saharan.
They made that up though.
There they go. You see them two right there. Anytime you watch a Dr. Leonard Jeffries video,
right? But wait. But let me just go back a second, right? And I'm gonna show you something. So yes, it's the secret of the Ankh. Here it goes right here. The secret of Ankh was 15 years ago. This before the only other person who was on YouTube was Ankh. Secret of Ankh. It has 482,000 views 15 years ago, right? So now I did this before YouTube was monetized. I didn't get, what I get, $70 from this?
Yeah, but right? You made history with that.
Oh yeah, and so of course, so I'm a person that people have to say they have better information. But anyway, that's right, young Reggie. That's not the youngest of Brother Reggie. Brother Reggie, I'll show you another picture of really young Reggie. But we have Harwin on. How come we have Harwin?
Harwin dropped off.
Yeah, we have Harwin on.
Harwin, where you go, famo?
He around. He just dropped off. He be on his phone a lot.
Yeah. So I admire young people, and I fight against the old guard. Who want to suck up all the air because, and not saying nothing. And the old guard for me was Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark. And I'm gonna tell you, there was no air. There was no air in the room, right? So, but here, there's a lot of people saying nothing. They're just YouTube marketers, right? And then when you shine a light on them, you shine a light and show what they've done for Black people. I can show you article after article for Black people that I've done, right? And for those other people, you can't find, where is this picture, right? You can't find, you can only find what they market, right? But so anyway, so while I'm looking for this picture, so Ankar, what is going on? What are your thoughts about the debate? What's going on?
Man, I think it's going to be a titanic discussion. I think you guys are going to pull out so much information concerning the term nature and nature and its aspects. No one should walk away with an unclear definition of what it is. They'll know the difference between the literal and the esoteric. I just expect y'all to put on a show. I'm really mad I'm going to be driving when y'all do it, but I got my ticket for the digital, so I'll be able to listen while I'm in the truck. But I'm really mad because I just want to fly out there and see y'all.
I want to talk a little bit about this. Okay, so here is young brother Reggie, right? Is it Sharon? Okay. Yeah, so this is young brother Reggie. If you want to know young brother Reggie.
So hold up before you go and say, can y'all name the people in this picture? So all the people y'all talk about. All the people y'all be talking about, they in this picture right now.
Yeah, who are they? Okay.
Malana Karenga. Come on, y'all.
This is Dr. Malana Karenga. This is Dr. Joseph Benjo Cannon.
In your face.
This is Dr. Jacob Carruthers.
Right to his left.
This is where African Kemetic spirituality really began and to be popular in in 1979 with the Kemetic Institute of Chicago and the work that Dr. Malana Karenga was doing. These two created what you call the Hosea, right? The Hosea is basically, people were using the Hosea as our Bible over reading the text directly. But their contribution was so great, it launched what you call Kemetic spirituality. These two men right here. You see this man right here, Dr. Ben? Dr. Ben was saying, yes, we know how things go. We know, Dr. Malana Karenga, you were great with Kwanzaa, and Dr. Jacob Carruthers, that you are great in Chicago, and you teach the Medu Nature and you teach African Kemetic knowledge. But these two together, there has to be a guard. And Dr. Ben was the one who was saying, basically, y'all fly, but I'm Dr. Joseph Benjo Cannon, and I'm the elder in this game, and y'all better give some caution, because then what you're going to have to do is we're going to have to deal with all of these pop-up shops who are the further generations who are going to be calling themselves priests and priestesses. And that came true. Because anybody can call themselves a Kemetic priest right now, right? Right, Asar?
Not in my per but yeah, you're right. In my per you got to do is some learning. You got to do. We fashion ourselves in the style of how you see a sheikh. You can't just run around calling yourself a sheikh or an imam. You have to actually earn that title. And so there's some hoops you have to hop through in order to say that around me. If you represent the Ba'u M Ra, the souls in Ra, the per ankh that I run. So I'm just letting you know, if you I'm a him that I'm gonna ask you some questions if you trying to So your
and they're
credentials.
not going to pass.
Yeah.
They're not going to pass. So who posted this was Dr. Jacob Carruthers and Dr. Reggie. That's my brother Nana Sudo Kukubor, and he is a chief linguist and the Ashanti nation for his chief in the United States. And so he's coming to the debate. And he's also the one who gave me this great tribute song. Let's go play it. I know that some of you heard it in the beginning. But in a few minutes, I'm going to get to some information. But let me just play this part of it if I can find it. I froze. Yeah, I froze. Let me see. There it goes. And where is my music? And here we go. So this is an Ashanti man, right, from Philadelphia. And so you've heard from some of these other people that Brother Reggie treats people badly and I disrespect the elders and the elders are with them. Okay, yeah, great. Here.
Say though.
Doctor, brother, it's just a name. What matters is the fire, the heart that name. You walk with wisdom, steady and true. A living lesson, all that you do. You study the giants, stood on the ground. Ben and Clark and Jeffries, the wisdom you found. You read the past like a lantern's glow. Then turn that light so the young ones know. Dr. Reggie, we celebrate you.
I'm gonna play the rest at the end. Thank you, Nana Sudo. Thank you so much. This is the first time that they're hearing it today, and then at the end I'll play it, and then I'm working on a video, right? I'm working on a video of it, so I could put some of the great moments that I've had with great people. But so I'm asking the community, and then then my good brother Son Ka's going to speak. I'm asking the community, if you don't have real reason for your hate against your brother Reggie, check it in the door. If you have real reason for your hate against brother Reggie, I can't change that. All I can do is apologize if I did something to you personally. But if I never met you, right? If I never met you, there is no reason to have hate for brother Reggie. Over information. Here's the StreamYard. Right?
Saber Reggie, is Nana Assad is that the brother who runs it's like a small city of Bantu?
No, he's
No?
he's
Okay.
he's a chief linguist. He has
Okay. There's a city me and Neil Spike were looking at that's still out here. I think it might be in the Carolinas. It's like it's just it still exists, and it's like a Bantu city. I can't remember what it's an Ifa Rand.
Yes, Ifa. Yeah, that's in the Carolinas, I think. Yes,
Okay.
But no,
that might be him.
He is part of the West African groups that are partnering with the African American groups who they speak the language. They go to the West Africa, to Ghana to be initiated. They are initiated, right? They are not these people who you give a stool to and ceremonial stool and you extort them and allows them to call themselves none of this and none of that. No, these are the people who have decided that they in fact want to reconnect with their West African roots in a not just spiritual, but in service and culture, right? So no, you're dealing with you're dealing with real people. You're not dealing with people with made up titles. Oh, I'm a Nana now. Nana Asuda was laugh in your face and spit gin on you, right? like, like they got no connection. They are ceremonial African Americans who get titles to come back to America, and their job is to bring resources into Ghana, but they are just vassals.
Prayers for Ghana too. I seen that flood. It looked like damn near half the city got flooded out. Prayers for Ghana. We wish you guys well and a speedy recovery, because that flooding was it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, so they believe in something very similar to the Neters. They believe in the Obosom, and the Obosums, if you want to, for Hebrews and Christians, or particularly Hebrews, it's like it has a hierarchy. It's a council. It's like the Elohim, right? But it's also like the Neters, in the sense that but it is in their cultural context. And then we know other things, or we think we know of things like Ife and Voodoo, right? And Palo, and then in America's Santeria, right? But this is authentic, traditional. So where do we want to go with this now, right? Where we want to go to? Okay, I saw Suntan. You got something else to say? Otherwise, I'm going to show a video. I'm going to do a reaction video.
Let's get to the video.
Okay, this is going to be.
Don't show the video, brother Reggie.
This is going to be interesting.
When we gonna get to the good part?
I'm going to show an oldie and a goodie. I'm
All
going to show young Captain Tazariak against Baba Heru. Did y'all see that?
I did.
Let's see this. Audience, did y'all see that? I'm going to show you young Captain Tazariak. This is young Captain Tazariak, and this is Baba Heru. And look at this conversation. This is the ancestor of Baba Heru Samad Sepata. So let me go and find this video. There's some oldies and goodies, huh? Say what? Huh? Yeah. What were you gonna say while I'm looking for this thing? Oh, that's this is the F drive. No, I don't want the F drive. I want.
Yeah, Tazariak's been in a lot of. He's been in more tussles than we even give credence to. When you look back and think about it, he was like the only ISUPK member, but at first it was a lot of the GSM members coming on before.
Yeah, who was it? Gabar and all of them other guys.
They say crazy stuff like, "Oh, he liked the Negro woman," and he wouldn't say Negro; he would say the other one.
Yeah, he had Captain. Listen, Captain. Wait. No. Wait, this is not it. Sorry. I'm sorry. I have to go find it. It's not this one. So where is it? Let's go. And Jabari versus Brother Reggie, literal, no priest on spirituality, Baba Heru. Where is it? Okay, I have to go to another place to get it. But no, Captain Tazariak, he comes from.
Wasn't that over sa.neter's house when they did that?
No, this was in Jabari's space. So let's pull this up.
Oh yeah, I remember because they was all like, it was about 5 of them there, wasn't it?
What do you mean 5?
It was 5 Hebrew Israelites there while he was talking to Baba Aru. I saw that video.
Yeah, but it's a very interesting. It's a very interesting video because you see the younger captain, not that much, and then you see Baba Heru, and they are going at it. So I thought this would be interesting, and we're gonna find it right now. Give me a second.
Hey, sorry, my thing is this here, man. I don't knock nobody and what they believe or nothing like that. But when you come up and try to defend what you believe in far as something spiritual, then you're gonna run into errors, man, with people. Because you're not supposed to do that, man. Whatever you believe is personal with you and whoever you believe in. You know what I'm saying? I think you should keep that to you. That's just my opinion and my age. That, that's just come from my wisdom and my theological thinking, man. But, because people always talking about, well, we're going to get this. And the source is the same European who enslaved you. That's your source. That's your scholar. That's your source. The same guy who enslaved millions of black people. But that's your source to prove your belief system. See, I can't get with that. You understand?
And that happens a lot with a lot of these young cats, because if you can't read it directly, then you have to rely on a translation. Right. Some of the stuff you've seen us do, like the Henu Tawi Stella, I haven't seen the translation for that. So you see us read it directly. So we become the source at that point in time because we're restoring what took place with our African ancestors.
So I just wanted to say that I think the time has come for us to stop and give credit where credit is due.
Sorry, I'm
honor
that's okay.
The one who rescued your prophet.
We're just trying to kill time till you find it.
I'm queuing it up.
Famine.
Yeah, we just talking till you find it.
Yeah, I found it. So
All
I'm
right.
just queuing this up. Okay, so here, remember we were doing Kimmon on trial. We did everything else, and so Baba Heru stepped to the plate. Baba Heru stepped to the plate, and he addressed the community. And he addressed the Hebrews. And so let's share this and get your reaction. Okay. So these are reaction videos. Watch this.
So I just wanted to say that I think the time has come for us to stop and give credit where credit is due. Honor the ones who rescued your prophets, who fed them in the time of famine, when your God was wrong because there was no land overflowing with honey in the land of Canaan. There was starvation there. Where did they come? Into the Nile Valley. Who fed them? We did. Who gave them gifts? We did. Moses, who educated them? If we accept that story as true. I'm saying if you accept the story as true, and most people do. So if you accept the story true, then you are being ungrateful to those who fed your prophets, who rescued them time and time again. And don't let me talk about who? Taharka? How we came to the rescue of Israel. How are you going to turn against Taharka? And you know why Taharka came? Because Canaan was our property too. Don't be fooled by that Suez Canal there, that psychological cutoff to make us think that there's something different between Africa and the land of Canaan. Your Bible indicates that Canaan is part of the African family.
It's not that we have this great disdain for Africans, and how the other brother said, because he considers himself African, then that makes us enemies. The same way he may look at me as African is the same way I look at him as Israel. That's why we can come into these different forums and deal with different people, no different than a Christian, a Muslim, and how you would try to awaken with your Kemetic science. We try to awaken them with the Israelite science. So can you find points in the Bible where Israelites and Africans were able to deal with each other economically, agriculturally, etc.? Yes, you can. But you can also find points in the Bible where we had acts of war. You can find that too. So at one time we could be friends. Sometimes we could be enemies. Biblically speaking, we were sold over here into America. Whether you want to say a curse of Canaan, that wouldn't apply to the native Indians because they were enslaved as well. And you wouldn't say that they were from Canaan. So what has happened to us in America is why we dislike Africans, because no one has ever given a care from us over there. What I mean by over there, we were sold by who? The white man didn't just come and snatch anybody up. We were shipped strategically. Insurance companies were started. This was a very organized slave trade by people that you would say was our brother. So this person that you would say,
look at Shaka Amos. You know, right. Shaka Amos got a lot to say. Look at Shaka Amos' mind working, right? Okay, let's go.
Crack up.
Yeah, right. Shaka Amos.
He know what he's saying ain't relevant, man.
Okay, well, that's not what they think. And just in case, you know, Captain, he don't be playing. So you see his arm guard, right? So he
right.
But this is how the captain get down, right? He's armed, literally.
It was our brother, took the opportunity to sell his brother to the white man to the tune of 99 million that had to die, get their culture taken from, get everything robbed and raped from them, and not given an apology, not given a military to come back and redeem them or anything like that. So our hatred for Africans today is warranted based on the crimes that they committed against us. It has nothing to do with Africa or the land. The land, they never did nothing to me. You understand? So it's like having a respect for what your ancestors been through. Like if your ancestors were like we hate the white man. I'm pretty sure you hate the white man too. You don't hate him because his skin color is white. You hate him because of the crimes that he committed against your ancestors. Israelites, we up the ante. Anybody that touched us, anybody that sold us, anybody that had a hand with the white man, that will be my enemy until we get revenge for what happened to us.
So then, question.
You heard, Captain? Revenge.
That's young Killmonger right there.
Right? That's Killmonger right there, right? He ain't playing, right? Look at Shaka Amos, because Shaka Amos, you know, Shaka Amos is huge, right? He's looking at the captain, yeah.
Got a smirk on his face.
Yeah, he's looking at, yeah, huh? But they had that thing when it was crossed the line, right? So
and Shaka was ready. They didn't tell Shaka to cross no line.
No, they told Shaka to cross the line.
Shaka said, we want to, we can pop. Like, hey, Reggie, I think you got it wrong. Shaka said, we could pop it off right now. And they didn't do nothing.
Hey, no, because you didn't cross the line.
And they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
No, because you didn't cross the line.
I understand you saying.
We're brothers at the end of the day. We don't have time for the silliness. That's more antics than anything else.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Anytime we see each other in person, it should never get physical or personal.
Right.
So I'm glad that none of that.
But Captain believes that we are Hebrews, Black Hebrews. So that's why he's having the event in his place.
I mean, they're lost, but you know, if they want to be Black Hebrews, then you would need to use the Hikakasu and some of the Semitic Black speaking people like Paheka Amen, like Yaqub, and a couple others that made their way in ancient Kemet. And because you don't, and I continue to pull out the book, Israelite cities and the Hyksos, it looks foolish because when you go over there, you don't see any Black Hebrews unless you use those means to do it. And you're not claiming the Hesse tribes that went over there to assist, which is why our scholar got on their head in the first place. He said, how you going to throw Taharka away? He the one that went over there. We know when the Hesse goes somewhere, it's something that's going to stay there and make a home. So if you're not claiming to be in the Hesse, which will make you African, you're not claiming Yaqub or Paheka Amen or any of the other 4 to 5 Semitic speaking Africans that we actually see in history that spoke the Semitic language. Some were Canaanites, which is the problem. Y'all don't want to be Canaan. Then you should really stop that. That's silly.
Okay, so now we're gonna watch Baba Heru clap back, right? And let me say two things. Well, again, I have Nana Suru here and I have Jahi Isa. Both love Africa, right? And there are scholarly explanations, but there are crimes, right? That we do have to deal with. but what we can do is try to fix that and talk about it. But I'm interested in Baba Heru clapping back. So watch Baba Heru clap back. The ancestor Baba Heru clap back.
Are you going to deal?
Wait.
Are you going to deal with your brother Ishmael, who was enslaving us for 1,000 years before the Caucasian? How come we never, when we talk of reparations, we never address the Arab question?
Okay, that's Priest Daniela, and that's Brother Hashar. So we got the Lions and the AOC in this business with the captain, right? So the house is full. The house is full. This is wartime, all right? So Bob Heru is saying, are you going to address this? Okay, let's go.
Who are still enslaving us to this day. Okay.
That's an excellent question.
Okay. So that's something else we ought to be looking at.
Let me tell you something. We hate Ishmael too.
That's right. That's right.
There ain't no love for Ishmael. We don't like the Muslim for what you said as well. Like that criteria, they enslaved us before the white man came and enslaved us. And so when people come and give us that Islam, we look at that just like Christianity. We look at that just like Kemet. Again, it has nothing to do with the people. It has to do with the crimes. If I was walking down the street and I just started beating on you, your family would hate me. Not because of who I am. I could have skin color and everything, but they would hate me because I beat on you. Africans.
Are you going to overlook the hundreds of years? Are you going to overlook the hundreds of years of hospitality when time and time again we came to your rescue, my beloved brother? I want to build. Wait, I want us to build on the positive relationship that we had before that period when we may have disagreed. Okay, that's what I would like for us to deal with. And let us build on, even here now, let's begin to build on that positive energy. Okay.
And I would answer.
And I would like to respond to the answer.
Me and you can build all day. Because you black in America like I'm black in America. I cannot build with them. Now, you said the years that we've had of getting along, so to speak, right? Well, that getting along ain't mean too much to them because they the ones that tortured us and put us in chains. I'm talking about like the people that played a part in our slavery.
As far as
yeah, from Africa to getting us over here. So for all that prosperity that we supposedly had shared, where was the love from the Africans when they allowed us to be taken over here and changed? So it's almost like a white man concept. Like the white man's for 400 years, and now because he apologized, he wants to now have peace. So he wants us to forget all the ass whooping and raping and everything that he did. African, you're asking me to do the same thing with the Africans. You're asking me to forget that they sold us to the white man, allowed us to be caught. And then you got to take it even a step further. When we're traveling on that boat, our women is menstruating, we're defecating, all on that route.
I don't ask you to do that at all.
No.
I feel the same way you do. I believe the reparations begin at home. So therefore, we must deal with our brothers and sisters on the continent. And that's one of the reasons why I will never set foot in West Africa, because that's the place from which our ancestors were shipped. However, that's why I go. The only way back is the only way.
You heard Baba Heru? He will never set foot in West Africa because that's where we were shipped from. Y'all heard that? What y'all think about that? That's his statement. Right. So in one sense, he's in agreement with the captain. Right. Let me go play this back. Reaction video.
I feel the same way you do. I believe the reparations begin at home. So therefore, we must deal with our brothers and sisters on the continent. And that's one of the reasons why I will never set foot in West Africa, because that's the place from which our ancestors were shipped. However, that's why I go. The only way back is over. Some will say through. No, I say over. I go back to the origin. I go back to Happy Valley. Not just Kemet. I go back to Smythe Garwe. You see, that is another thing. We harp on Kemet.
Thank you.
That's only.
So when Brother Reggie says Kemet, you brush your teeth on it, right? You brush your teeth with Kemet, and you harp on that. Baba Heru Samaj Say Patah, the ancestor, we always agreed on that. right? So it's really interesting how things change, because when we hear from Baba Heru, we see an over emphasis on Kemet. Listen to what he has to say.
Not just Kemet. I go back to Smite Garwi. You see, there's another thing. We harp on Kemet.
Thank you.
That's only the northeastern section of an entire federated nation known as Smite Garwi, the unity of the two regions. The rulers were called Neb or Nebet Tawi, Lord or Lady of the two regions, north and south, but not just a geographical designation. It was a spiritual and material one. It was about unity of heaven and earth, and internally it was about unity of the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. A lot of us, my brother, have been made to serve only the male part of our being.
Okay, let me just get and deal with this. Me and Baba Heru, we had a relationship, right? We were both in the community. We had a relationship. You care about what you wasn't there when you say I disrespected him. I did not ever disrespect him as a person. I would disagree with what he said. Right? Let me put a saw back in. I would disagree with some of the things he said. So disagreeing is disrespect. Now, one of the last people that you will see having an interview with him as he got sick is me. You will see me having an interview with him. And we talked about some things, but what you don't know is he called my house and he told me, get my name out your mouth. And he called me on my phone. And I was like, look, Elder, if you have a disagreement with me, I'm a student of Dr. Jeffries and Professor Small. Take your gripes to them. You're an elder. Don't call me on my phone. Now, if you can say how I disrespected him, please say that in the chat, right? But if you watch the last video of me and him, that was the end of our story together. So you're making it up. You're lying to the people. You wasn't there. You don't even know him nor me. So let's continue.
I want to say something too, because a lot of you guys, and this is one of the reasons why when you see Saber Jabari and Saber Reggie discussing with each other, I don't get involved, because they have relationships well before they knew me. That's something they have to iron out. What I do is give cheerful words. With the Baba Heru situation, which there are certain things Reggie's not even saying that we're saying concerning, and that's because he's always loved Baba Heru. So if you try to pretend as if you know what's really going on behind the scenes, or even how they got into the argument in the first place, you don't know.
No, you don't know.
Saber Jabari hopped into to shelter Baba Heru, but he really didn't even need to, but he didn't know that. He did what anybody who's attached to an elder would do. But if he knew the inner workings, he probably just would have stood back and talked to them behind closed doors. And I remember, because the episode happened on here. So when it comes to certain things, you don't try to speak like you're in the inner circle. I'm not even in their inner circle fully. I just talk to my brothers on a regular basis, so I know what they're feeling and I know what they go through. But cats who just they such and such, such and such, you can't pull up the video.
They chatty patties and gossip.
Yeah, you can't pull up the video where this is our big brother Baba Heru. But just know that there were some inner discussions that you're not privy to, and know that at the time, Saber felt slighted by somebody he's always been under, loved, cared for, and respected. And that's why when you see that last video of them together, it's absolutely beautiful, because they have proper closing.
Thank you. Here, when is Brother Reggie going to do a stream without any negativity? spell negativity correctly, first of all. And second of all, I'm showing Captain and how can I say Captain and Baba Hebrut and the Hebrews have a conversation. So the commentary brings this, but y'all weren't in the room with me and him. And someone else said about the opening of the way could be a slight. Where's this? The opening of the way could be a slight to him, or a slight to the information, right? Because I disagree with the opening of the way, which is based on a coffin text.
Well, let's discuss that. Yeah, let's discuss that. So
I think I have another video, but yeah. So what do you want to say?
Yeah, that particular ritual is based off of a ritual, but it's not used for the same thing. But just because there's a slight innovation, we see Kemet do that over time. The question for Saber Reggie is, what is the authenticity, right? When he approaches the systems and the different houses, if you will, the per unks, if you will. So when you deal with something that's an innovation and you're having a discourse with somebody and you both are in battle mode, he's going to point out certain things that aren't from the original format of that. That's used in funerary situations mostly. It's also used to open the house of the Netra, and it's done a certain way. So I think what they did is beautiful. Saber takes a slight to it, but there's no slight at Baba Haru. Saber Reggie was around when he was doing it and probably did it before. He just points out what's authentic.
Thanks for that, but it's not authentic. Right. And it needs to be clarified that it is based on a coffin text. So it's the opening of the way, not for the living people. It's opening the way at best for the ancestors. And right now we're the living people, and when we get to that, we could deal with it. But my whole thing is tell the people that you took it from a coffin, and it was a coffin text, and we could see that the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and that it's not a libation like the Ashantis and the Fantis and the Airways and the Ga and the Akan do. It's not that. It's categorically different. So I'm like, why should we be practicing a death ritual if there's no body? So that's the way I feel, and that's not going to change, because now if you're saying that it's Kemet, put it Kemet in his right context. But what I wanted to say was what he said right here was he is perfectly right. Where is he at? Right? Let's go.
A lot of us, my brother, have been made to serve only the male part of our being. The female part, we call her imagination. That's why they say you only wipe your ass with your left hand. In other words, that's all the woman in you is supposed to do. You see, because the left hand is connected to the right brain, which is a feminine, intuitive, imaginatory side. This is where, as an artist, I can look at a piece of metal and I can see what I'm going to carve in that metal because she tells me. People say, well, how do you know this is the way the language was spoken? Because I trust my internal mother to rebirth my memory. And that's why we're leaving with this word from these pagan and heathen ancestors. Amasu enpa ntara. Su ementra npa ntara. Awu tu awura maketi pa herura. Give yourself to the divine. Keep yourself daily for the divine, and do it tomorrow.
Okay, so let me just this is in the Pert Hemeru. This is the
language was spoken because I trust my internal mother to rebirth my memory. And that's why we're leaving with this word from these pagan and heathen ancestors. Amasu enpa ntara. Su ementra npa ntara. Give yourself to the divine. Keep yourself daily for the divine, and do it tomorrow.
Now,
So I just wanted to say that I think the time has come for us to stop and.
Okay, so where am I at right now? So what I want to say is interesting. So now on Dr. Ben's point of view, Dr. Ben, when Walter Williams always uses it and other people use it, when Dr. Ben had a problem with us speaking transliterations. So when you hear someone speaking transliterations, Dr. Ben also joined with that and said that that was gibberish, right? Uh, but we use it to read and understand what the Nile Valley Africans were saying because it's part of the decipherment. But that's that part. So your comments before I go on to another video on this? Your comments?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When it comes to sa.neter being spoken, I think more of it needs to be done. We can't forget, like, that's how Greek got restored. We can't forget that that's how Hebrew got restored. And right now, Hebrew is in working fashion, and they're not. You don't have the original syllables. You don't have the original vowels in there, but it became a working language, and the meanings behind the words stayed the same. Where the heka, the power may not physically be there, but generally when we say certain things, it still moves people. So yeah, I think it's important to be spoken and parroted until it becomes a revivified language again. And really, we should be learning the Coptic. We should just go to the final form and start to get it immersed in the Coptic.
Okay, so it's about reconstruction. Someone says, what can we learn about this for our youth about resolving conflicts? And I'm going to say the quick answer is to debate it, right? Okay, so a lot of people do not know, interesting, and I put in the stream for anybody else to come in. I'll put it in again. Uh, yes, there's conflicts, and we should debate it. Um, but sometimes debating takes a whole lot of work, right? And some things shouldn't be said without knowing what you say. Okay, so a lot of people don't know Ma'at, right? Put in the chat, what is Ma'at? Put in the chat, what is Ma'at? What is Ma'at? Ma'at is the way of resolving conflicts, right? But put in what Ma'at is. Luco, let me see if you got your face on.
Let's see if they know. And yes, modern Hebrew, like I stated,
Luco, I need to see your
doesn't
face.
use its original vowels and syllables. Correct.
Luco, I can't put you on without your face. I don't see your full face, so we don't do this. All right, good. Thank
Show
you.
your face, brother. There you go.
Nezarek, show your face. Okay, so I got him on. Yeah, yeah. So we resolve conflicts, and that's why sa.neter has a debate. Now, things prior to the debate is airing out what the issues of the debate is, right? And I'm forward. I think it's innovation. I don't think it's Kemet. I don't think that all shrines and temples do what they do. I don't even think that they do what Samaj does, right? Baba Heru Samaj. I think it's a innovation on innovation, right? So it's going to be like that, right? It's going to be like that. Now, there's nothing violent about it, right? There's nothing violent about it. So it's just a strong disagreement. Luke, what you got to say?
Yes, I've been following this conversation a very long time.
Yes.
And what I find very interesting is, for the first time I've heard you mention that Dr. Ben has said that the transliteration is a bunch of gibberish.
Mm-hmm.
The
transliterations, not the translations. But go ahead.
I thought I said transliteration. If I misspoke, please forgive me.
No, I might have misheard you. I apologize then. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, oh shoot.
That's the first time that you've heard me mention that Dr. Ben said that the transliterations were gibberish. That's where we were. And you were going to say something.
And Dr. Ben said that while speaking Hebrew, which was gibberish in Yiddish and Germanic, which is why I tell you we need to, and Coptic is still working, right? That's still a language. So when it comes to the Coptic, that can be used. It's not a lot of differences in the Coptic. And then when you even look at addressing a couple things from the chat, you have to show your face to come into the screen, because you've had perverts and all types of weird things happen on this show. Mm-hmm. If you just pop in there and then, you know, we don't know who you are.
That's
so
fine.
That's a must. And then Solar Sapien said, do you trust Champollion? Over time you did, but you didn't trust Champollion first. If you were smart, you went to Dul Nun, the Nahesi, the Nubian brother, who deciphered it first. And then you went to Ibn Wasiya, who got to it second. Then if you like to make that long jump about 1,000 years before Champollion, you do that. But before you get to Champollion, you need to get to Thomas. Then you get to Champollion, who figured out what Thomas's work had shown and what Dul Nun had shown when he was getting things right, such as the N sound and what have you, with the Medu-Neter that he showed. So you take it from the Nubian brother first, and you give credence and credit where it's due. Then you can take the story that you hear about Champollion second.
I agree. So, Luke, so you were at this point of saying that that's the first time that maybe I said, or I brought up the fact that he said that the transliterations, speaking of transliterations, was gibberish, but Asar did let you know about the Coptic, how we can reconstruct part of it with Coptic, and the reconstruction is still going on. But finish what you were saying, Luke. You're gonna have to come back in. Okay. Okay, Luke is trying to come back in. All right, Luke. What are you trying to say? Luke, you're live.
My phone is kind of acting up. I'm gonna come back out. I'm gonna come back in. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
No, we can hear you. So just what you should do is just turn off your camera.
No, what I'm saying is my phone is about to shut down.
Oh, okay.
Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna come back in.
All right, bye. Okay, so I guess Luke is gonna come from the Walter Williams experience. So while he's doing that, let me cue up another video. Let's cue up another video. Let's see. What do I have that I want to show? Desktop. See. Oh, there it goes. Right. So we're just so we have lots of intellectual conflicts in our community. That should not surprise anybody. If we didn't, then we wouldn't be doing the work. So the question is, on these debates that we have, doing the work. So when I say, for example, I don't understand what Jabari is saying, that the neters are real, the net rules are real, and I mean, what he says, that they're real, they're not literal, and they're not actual, and they are forces and energy, right? How forces and energy work in the universe. I don't understand that. Anybody understand that? Let me see if you understand that before I put up on another video. I don't understand that statement. It's not a definition. It's just a statement. I don't understand it. I disagree with it. Well, why can't I disagree with it? I just disagree with it. It don't make no sense to me. It's real and it's not actual. It's vague, right? what it's vague to me. So I don't get that. I don't get that. So I said disagree with that. So let's go to, let me see what else I want to go to. Um, well, I have a few things. Uh, and I thought I had a few things, but oh, part one full. Okay, so I think I have here, this is part of my disagreement. And this has been going on for like 8 years. So let me just put this on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my.
So I think share the screen. Okay, stop that. Share this till Luke comes back on. And I think about 7, 8 years this video happened. I think maybe more, 6, 5, or 7. So I think see, listen to one of this stuff.
My channel. My name is Brother Reggie, and referring to non-Africans in Africa, or lighter skinned Africans, or admixed Africans in Africa, as if they are not African. And then he even broadens this conversation to talk about Europeans. So his Tamhu notions have a wide range of areas, and it is a pejorative term. And we are asking, or let me say it this way: have you ever investigated the term Tamhu? Or have you taken what he has said as actual fact? Now, recently, I heard him call Dr. Richard Carrier, who is of European American descent, seems, a Tamil. I understand our oppression as a people. I understand that. I like to address those people as a majority of peoples that have benefited from the enslavement of African people in Americas and Europe. But I like to just keep them at that particular point based on their group crimes against us.
Okay, so this is some things about the Tamho. But while this is going on, Luke came back. So I'm gonna play some more of that video. But yeah. So Luke, what's going on?
All is well, man. I want to say good afternoon to you panels, and peace to you, brother Reggie. Like I was saying earlier about your take on what Dr. Bennett said about the transliteration of this of the language being gibberish. I would agree with that. I would like to know, do you agree with what Dr. Ben said about that?
I think that there are words that we can actually use that we have a very good idea of what they might sound like. For example, neter is nute, right? And imp nute in Coptic, right? There are lots of other words that we can look into Coptic, which is the last form of the Egyptian language, and we could pretty much get a close pronunciation, but not a direct pronunciation. But Coptic allows us to do kind of a one-to-one match for a number of different words, right? So if I need to pull it up, I will in a second. Huh?
Could you?
Sure.
Greatly appreciate it.
Sure.
But I have a question for you on the Coptic while you're pulling it up, if it's no problem to you.
Sure.
As it pertains to the Coptic language, when it was spoken then, not during the time that it was supposed to have been, the Rosetta Stone was supposed to have been deciphered, but during the time in which it was spoken,
Mm-hmm.
has anyone ever heard the living Coptic language spoken?
Oh yes, it's still spoken in liturgy, in Coptic church liturgy.
Okay, wonderful. I'm glad that was your
Wait, first of
response.
all, do you know this?
Yes, sir. I'm
Okay, so
very well,
then why'd you ask me a question if you knew it?
because I would, once you're done with pulling up the Coptic, I would love for you to pull that up, because here is my claim on that. My claim on that is that the liturgical use of the Coptic language spoken in the Greek Orthodox Church is actually the modern Greek that they speak, rather than the quote unquote Coptic or ancient Coptic that you're talking about.
Okay, stop there. So first of all, what are the what are Coptic has different dialects. So uh, so you know that, right? So do you know that? Yes or no?
I'm familiar with that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but
Okay.
we would have to go to the origin to prove my point. But I would like for you to pull up the proof that in the liturgical use of the Coptic, that they're actually
Yeah.
speaking the ancient Coptic back then rather than a modern Greek Coptic, because that is my claim that it's actually a modern Greek Coptic that they're speaking today.
Okay. Well, so first you have to tell me what dialects of Coptic or the
Greek,
liturgical, right? You say Greek, right?
right?
You you say Greek. So they're not speaking Boharic and they're not speaking Shahidic.
No, I don't necessarily agree to it. Now, I don't want to compound um ideas as as we speak on, as we have this discussion.
No, but I have to before. I mean, no, you can't play. Luke, first of all, I can understand the way that you're doing is you've read Dr. Walter Williams' work, and it seems that you are bringing in arguments. And I've spoken to Dr. Walter Williams at least 3 times,
I
but
have as well. That was my teacher. But
okay, so great.
this perspective isn't from Dr. Williams though. I just want you to know that.
He has a
Um,
different look at it. Me and him had a
correct,
discussion on Aunt's channel
correct.
the other day. What up, brother? Um,
I
Okay, so
I had to show him.
Noah, so wait 1 second. So that's fine.
I, I had to show him that the
So
Demotic is
you're gonna
also an
have to
Egyptian creation.
we're gonna invite you on sa.neter's to present. Well, we're gonna because he's making some claims that we just gonna have to verify, right?
Wonderful. Thank you. I
So
appreciate that.
we're gonna have to okay,
Walk me through.
yeah, we're gonna have to investigate that. But go continue.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying as it pertains to the Coptic, okay, I'll make my claim. If we're gonna walk it through, if we go back to the origin of the Greek story, when you're looking at the Mycenaean culture, the Minoan culture, so on and so forth, though those things begin in mythos.
Yeah, but we're talking about language. We're not talking about
But
we, we,
this is where the language comes from, though.
right, but we're still talking about language. We're not
Okay,
talking
let's get
about
back to that. Not a problem.
I
Not a
don't
problem.
understand. Huh?
Okay. No, you asked me a number of questions when I just wanted to stick to the language with the liturgical use, but I'm very well versed in the chronology of the Greek language itself. I just want you to know that, so I was just trying to answer your question, the last question you asked me. But let's get back to the liturgical use. If you can pull up a source for me, as it pertains to the liturgical use of the Greek language in the Coptic Church today, I would greatly appreciate that, because my claim again is that it is modern Greek that they actually speak in the liturgical church, and not an ancient Greek or ancient Coptic language from way back then.
Okay.
And this can be proven easily.
I don't know what's being proven. What are you
Okay,
proving?
I'll explain it again. What is, and I want you to listen carefully. Not the language, sorry, not the alphabet or the script. What is being spoken in the liturgical mass at
Yeah.
the Greek Orthodox Church is modern Greek, and not the Greek all the way back then.
But that Greek all the way back then ain't the same as Coptic. So what we talking about?
No, don't get ahead of yourself. Let's just go one by one. I agree with you though, my brother, that is not the same as what what is taught. But I just want to stick to the point, because Brother Reggie made a claim when I made my first set of statements that the Greek spoken at the Greek Orthodox Church, the Coptic that is spoken at the Greek Orthodox Church, is the ancient Coptic language, and I differ with that. I said no.
Okay, and I no. So I'm
So
listening to you,
pull
but
up
you're
something
just
to prove
saying
that it is.
no. But you're just saying no. But
No, no.
Coptic and
You
Greek
said
have different words.
okay. Okay
Yeah,
then, brother.
this
Let's
is
explore this
interesting.
option. Let's explore this option, and we can always pull up what is spoken in the Coptic church. We can always pull that back up. So let's go back to Coptic. Coptic, if we look at the alphabet that has been ascribed to Coptic, 25 of the 32 letters of the Coptic language is Greek.
Okay.
Okay,
And,
so
what happened later? Okay, go ahead. You wanted to say something before I go on that? Because I know
yeah,
that's not
no,
a
see,
complete story.
yeah,
Mhm.
because I think that yeah, I just think that you're messing up the language. The Coptic was always Egyptian, right? It
No.
went from Domotic, right? It went to Domotic. What the Greeks did was put their words, their how can I say, put their words on this their pronunciation in it. But we're really not talking about pronunciation. We're talking about the words itself.
Yeah,
We're
no,
not
no.
talking about the pronunciation.
Okay, Brother Reggie, we're talking about the words themselves, as
Yeah,
well as we're talking about what is spoken. So
yeah.
if if Coptic was the extension of the Demotic, like what you're saying and like what is taught, then they would not have needed the Greek at the bottom of the Rosetta Stone to decipher the Coptic.
That's not the point.
Coptic's not on the Rosetta Stone.
Yeah.
I know
So
So it's
isn't on the
hieratic and
Rosetta Stone,
hieroglyphic,
but they,
right?
okay.
But
Let me ask
no,
when
you
you
a question. No,
but they
because
use
you gotta.
they use
I'm listening.
go ahead.
Stop, Luke. Okay, so first let me just do my part of the. Let me just do my part of it. Okay, so now and share. So this is just a quick search, right? So I see where you're going, and it's not going to work on this show. It may be work to some other people, but not going to work on me, and I don't think it's going to work on Harwin nor Son Ka. Okay,
Not at all.
so neter, right? Let me blow this up. Neter is the meaning is in ancient Egyptian. The literal meaning, by the way, is God and divine. And there's Coptic, Bohairic, and the transliteration is Nute, and it still means God. So from Neter to Nute, in a different time period, you see a change in, you will see the change in the suffix, and you will see a change uh, based on its influence with Greek, but it's largely the same. Medu is in Meta Neter, words of speech, in Coptic, right, there is a change in Sajay or Sali. Medu-neter, divine words, but then it's sa.neter, nute, right? So we do know that the nute is still dealing with the neter, right? From this over here, right? So then, okay, neter is speech. The Coptic is this. Transliteration from this is logos. So we see a change from the Greek to a whole new concept. Ra in Medu-neter, Ra is mouth and speech. In Coptic is pu, but the transliteration, the way you pronounce it, is ro, which is mouth, which is similar, right? Sede is to speak, to narrate, and then we see in Coptic is Sajay, to speak. Heru, right? We know what Heru is, and then in Coptic Boharic is this, but in the way we transliterate this, because I don't know how to pronounce it, is this word right here. Heru. Why? I don't speak Coptic, but it's on the screen. Why laugh?
No, I'll explain to you. Right
Wait,
now, what you're
let me
breaking
stop.
down.
Let me stop. Let me
Okay.
stop. Let me stop. Explain to me.
Okay. Right now, what we're looking at, and in a perfect world, you would be right. But this is with the understanding that the metadata has already been deciphered, and we're getting into the linguistics. But what I'm saying to you is, before we even reach to that, we have to we have to get we have to get the storyline together with 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 what is going on with the Medunetta, what is going on with the Coptic, because keep in mind, Coptic is not on the sorry, not the Medunetta. Coptic is not on the Rosetta Stone. Okay, and so the storyline is they use the Greek at the bottom to decipher the Demotic, but
Mhm.
but even though they said that they used the Greek at the bottom to decipher the Demotic, it is they jump off of the Rosetta Stone and they had to use the Coptic, which is
Brother,
primarily Greek
brother,
letters.
you're
No,
making a
just
mistake. You're saying you went from the Coptic to the Demotic. Neither one of those are on that stone. It's hieroglyphic and hieratic.
okay, hieratic then. Sorry, my
Demotic.
bad. Listen,
Demotic.
listen.
That's
The,
that's the
correct. The
fundamental
Demotic.
mistake. That's the fundamental mistake that you make.
Yeah.
No. The Demotic, right? Above the Greek is the Demotic, correct?
Mhm. It's
No, it's hieratic and hieroglyphic. There's no
Hieroglyphics.
demotic on the stone, or the demotic is the Greek on there. That's the script the Egyptians gave the Greeks.
Okay,
So the
okay.
demotic would be used to decipher the hieratic and the hieroglyphic. So
wait,
you're
hold on.
actually using
Let's claw back. Okay, so no,
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 I mean we could just pull up the
no,
Rosetta Stone, bro.
no. We got right. We don't
Please
have to
do.
do this
Please
because
do.
this is problematic because the demotic was created during the Nubian time period, so it wasn't given to the Greeks, right?
Thank you.
Well,
I
oh,
appreciate that, Brother Reggie.
no, it was given to the
My point.
Greeks. That's how they
it
got it.
was given. It was given to the Greeks, but what I'm trying to say is the when they came in, they when you say given to the Greeks, demotic was already
It was an Egyptian language, yeah.
right. It was already right. So when they came in, they learned demotic because the Meta for the ancient Egyptians was sacred writing, and demotic was more like letter writing, right? Or
Right.
so. Um, uh, but the point is getting back to my brother Luke. We can air
Mhm.
this out. Me, you, and Harwin. We can air this stuff
I
out
appreciate that.
later.
Thank you for
But
your patience.
but with Luke, I'm just trying to figure out. So what is your point so I can follow it? Go ahead, say it again.
Okay, the point of okay. While we're on the Coptic, the Coptic language that they said that is being spoken at that time,
Mm-hmm.
the alphabet for it, or the letters for the Coptic language is coming from the Greek, because 25 of the letters for the
Mm-hmm.
Coptic language is Greek. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
25 of the 30.
Yeah, the Greeks invade Egypt, right? And then they begin to write they begin to write with their trying to understand the language of the meta-nature. And my screen, what I was showing you, is telling you how it was, how it is parallel, how there are words that are parallel. And I'm trying to figure out where you disagree. The Greeks are there. We can't
Okay,
change
okay.
history,
This
right?
is what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
So when we go to the Greek language that's at the bottom of the Rosetta Stone, because they say they use the Greek at the bottom to get into the other languages on the stone
Yeah,
for
decipherment.
decipher. Correct?
Correct. Decipherment method.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. What I am saying is that when we look at the letters on the Greek from the Greek language at the bottom of the Rosetta Stone, they are non-phonetical. There's no sound.
You're saying the Greek is,
You saying the Greek letters don't have sound?
Yes.
oh
Wonderful how.
no.
Bro, you
Oh,
tripping.
Okay.
oh, okay. So
Okay,
now,
so give me the phonetic value of the sound for the letter A in Greek, in ancient Greek.
okay, so let me stop right here. So the
Alpha.
question is, since I'm on a search engine, right?
Right.
A user, I mean, so we're having a discussion on the Rosetta Stone. I should be using Grok, not this. We are having a discussion on the Rosetta Stone. A Let's say there is a dispute.
Because I'm gonna bring you back to the point with Dr.
Wait,
Bennett.
no, no, there is. You're not bringing me back. We're gonna stay on this point. There is a dispute
I want to say that.
on whether the Greek on
Ancient Greek.
yeah, coin Greek,
Well,
ancient Greek was not phonetic. Did you say phonetic or without that? What do you say?
phonetic. No,
All
no,
right,
no sound.
no sounds.
Correct.
Why is this true or false?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the
I can't
answer
read
is
it because I'm on my phone,
that's
but
right. I can read it to you.
I'll listen. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ancient Greek on the Rosetta Stone is fully phonetic alphabetical script representing sounds. The idea that it has no sounds is linguistically false. What the Rosetta Stone has, the Rosetta Stone carries one decree in the three scripts: Egyptian, hieroglyphs, Demotic, and Ancient Greek. The Greek section is written in the standard Greek alphabet of the Ptolemaic administration, the same alphabetic system used for other Hellenistic documentary and literary texts. Greek is a phonetic alphabet. The Greek alphabet is an alphabet writing system where each letter corresponds to a consonant or vowel sound. And this holds for the Rosetta Stone, just as for other Greek inscriptions. Modern readers trained in ancient Greek can read the Rosetta Stone's Greek text directly and understand most of it, precisely because the letters encode phonetic values in a regular way. From a historical linguistic standpoint, the phonetic nature of Greek is what allows Champollion and others to use Greek text as a key for decoding the content of the hieroglyphics and demotic text, aligning phrases and proper names across the script.
You said the phonetic what?
Where,
Keep
where
reading.
the confusion often comes from, what may be confusing people in your discussion is not Greek, but the nature of Egyptian scripts and how phonetic versus semantic functions are distributed. Hieroglyphics in particular combine phonetic sounds, logograms, and determinatives, so a single sign can participate in both sound and meaning, unlike the more strictly phonetic Greek letters. In early scholarship on hieroglyphs, some thought that the Egyptian signs were purely ideographic, no phonetics value, but the Rosetta Stone was crucial in showing that many signs do represent sounds, especially in royal names. So how do you frame this in a debate? The bottom text is Koine Ptolemaic Greek, written in classical Greek alphabet. Each grapheme, alpha, beta, gamma, etc., encodes phonemes. Philologists reconstruct pronunciation from comparative evidence and internal phonology. The reason the stone helped with the meta-nature is precisely that Greek is phonetic and already fully understood, proving a secure semantic and phonological template for aligning the Egyptian text. Right? If someone in your discussion is making a subtle claim, example, we don't know the exact spoken phonetics, or the Greek text is not verbatim phonetic transcriptions of Egyptian, that's a different and more nuanced issue. But saying ancient Greek was not phonetic, no sounds, is simply incorrect with respect to the script and its function. Okay, so what else do you want to? Let me go and chat GPT. So I'm
Okay.
gonna take
No,
this.
no, no, no. That's fine, brother Reggie.
I'm gonna
So,
go into another search engine. So give me a
no, no.
second.
I say something right
Yes,
quick?
of course.
Oh, now
I'm
watch this,
typing.
because you notice in all of the reading, and I appreciate the fact that you allow me to get it out, right? And you're walking it through with your brother. So what I'm saying here is that through all of that, they still haven't given you an example of what the phonetic sound is for any one of the letters in the ancient Greek alphabet, because they're whole words. What we'll see is, I do agree that the Greek alphabet has phonetic sounds, but that comes much later, and it actually comes during the period of the deciphering of the Rosetta Stone. It is my view that Champollion, Saucy, and all of those who were working on the decipherment of the Rosetta Stone were not working on the deciphering of the Rosetta Stone, but they were rather creating a phonetical Greek language.
So let me quote my brother Dasher Ab. It's called the acrophonic principle. You probably want to look up, because acrophonic is going to deal with what? Phonemes and phonetics and things of that nature. So it's telling you that Greek has sound, but on top of Greek having sound, we know Medu-Neter had sound. And if
You
you
don't
said
know that
Medu-Neter
until
didn't
you
have
hear the
sound
sound.
either. So
No,
when we say
okay.
words of power, and they say you have to make a certain sound, even when you get the Herodotus quote saying that the Egyptians thought we spoke like birds.
Yeah. The
We
text,
would
the text,
talk.
the
You
text
But
literally says it has sound.
sound, brother.
The text says it has sound.
Talk to him, Harwin.
Well,
what is the sound?
wait,
It says
stop.
it has.
Stop,
What
stop,
is it,
stop,
Howard?
stop. So before the Rosetta Stone and all of this, right? The Bible, the Bible was supposed to be in Coptic, right? Koine Greek, but it was transmitted in Coptic. This is way before. So we wouldn't even have the Bible. We wouldn't even have the
Correct.
Bible without this, right?
You're
So I
right
don't
about that.
understand, right?
And
We would,
I agree with you, brother Reggie. That was actually one of my points, because without the Rosetta Stone being deciphered, you would have no quote unquote ancient Hebrew language, cuneiform, or any of those, because they need the methodology from the decipherment of the Rosetta Stone in order to breathe life into these dead languages. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a methodology to do so.
no, I agree with that. But the, the,
Thank
the
you.
thing is about the timeline is that,
The chronology. Yeah.
right, the timeline is that Champollion and his Coptic companion, uh, this was much later than the Bible. The Bible was already in circulation, and the Bible transcripts had already been, uh, how can I say, for going 4 or 5 centuries, from the second
Okay, so
century onto the 5th century. To the church fathers was now spreading Christianity with Coptic, right? With the
oh,
Coptic language. So
that's
everybody had to read.
Father.
everybody had to read Coptic. All the church fathers didn't read Greek; they read the Coptic. That's where Christianity. That's where the Bible transcripts come from in Alexandria, Egypt, in Coptic.
No, no, sir. Brother Reggie, I think, and we're gonna take a quick boots, but I know for sure that you
Mhm.
don't believe that there's ever been a Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, right?
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yes. Why that is important? Why that is important is because it is said that the early church, the first set of church fathers, were tied to the disciples. Correct?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the language.
That's biblical, Pete.
What
If
I,
you
what I
want to
try
say
to tell you
Mark,
is they
you
didn't
could go to the
exist.
first. Yeah, but if you want
Well,
to say Mark, you could go to the first catechetical school. Now, the first catechetical school is in Egypt, and it's Coptic. It's basically the first Coptic church, and you have your original teachers like Origen and those people there,
No,
and his parents
that's
were
not the first.
pagans. No, that's a fact. It's not even
Okay.
argued. But
Can I draw
if
you?
you hold
Can I
up,
draw
bro,
your attention?
hold up, bro.
Okay.
You know, we didn't cut you. We let you go.
Please,
So
please respect,
when it
brother.
comes to when it comes to that first catechetical school, they claim that Mark made that school, but the burden of proof is on them to show how Mark made it if he actually existed.
I agree, and they can't.
Because what we see is a bunch of pagans that made it, that were switching to Christianity. We don't see Mark's hand on it, but that's another
Correct.
question.
Correct. And listen, and I agree with you.
I have to
So
take a station break for a second, so I want to thank Tyon for his donation to me and Yeshua Wright for his donation. So I got two donations. I'm very appreciative. I'm going to put back in my Cash App, but y'all can continue. This is prop. This some of this is just mixed ideas. It's categorical. I think it's categorical. Categorical. It's different in categories that are I'm having some difficulties with. The first
okay,
issue was the Medu Neter, the Medu Neter and Coptic, is it parallel? Then we go to Coptic, which has something that it has a lot to do with when the Greeks came in. Okay, fine, but it's still Meta Neter in Coptic. There's Old Coptic prior to Christianity, and then there's liturgical Christian Coptic. But still, the Old Coptic still matches with the liturgical Coptic. There are different dialects, Shahidic, Borak, and there are about two, three more dialects. The Greek, the Greek coin Greek was already being spoken, and that Greek, that Greek, uh, is on the Rosetta Stone. So I'm just
okay,
having some difficulty with the first part.
okay.
Before I went back in.
So, brother Reggie, and I thank you, man. I appreciate having this level of a conversation
Uh-huh.
without anyone getting angry or anything like that, right? So, if we go into the Koine Greek, right?
Yes.
Who were the people that the Koine Greek came from? Because that's why you notice I started to go earlier into the Minoan culture and the Mycenaean culture, and I was saying that
You're
those.
correct about that. There's
I
linear
know,
A, linear B. I don't have a
correct,
problem with that. I
but
don't have a problem with that.
herein lies the problem.
Yes, sir.
You can't prove historically the Mycenaean culture or the Minoan culture because it comes out of mythos. This is why Dr. John Henry Clark says that that there not that there is no Greece or Rome, but that there is no ancient Greece or ancient Rome. This is a more modern thing. You see, it's an anachronism. Okay,
Okay. I'm gonna put
because
wait,
what the
stop,
Europeans
stop,
did was
stop, stop. 1 second, let's stop right there.
okay.
Let's stop there because I happen to be a living student of Dr. Clark, right? And
Yes, sir.
I don't recall hearing that, but let me go share my screen, and I'm gonna ask that question,
Okay.
right?
And can we also jump into the Minoan and Mycenaean cultures? Because if you can't prove that the
Here,
Mycenaean culture and the Minoan culture is historically accurate, then you don't get the Koine Greek. until
Okay,
much later.
so that's fine. Did Dr. John Henrik Clark, in your database ever say there was no ancient Greek language, right?
No, no, no. I mean, you could put that in, but what I said was, and it includes the language. But he said that there's no ancient Greeks civilization,
Greek civilization. Okay,
not
so
Greek, ancient, because we're dealing
I
with
have it right here.
chronology.
No ancient Greek civilization. I hear very well.
Thank
So
you, sir.
okay, so I'm gonna say that the search engine is going to say no. The answer to this question, Dr. John Henry Clark, then I say it, and and then I'm gonna say, tell us from your database. Search, what did Dr. Clark say with sources?
Okay,
So this is
wonderful. And while
ChatGPT.
you're pulling it up, I just would like to remind you that the last conversation I had with you, and you pulled it up and it spoke about the origins. Dr. John Henry Clark speaking about the origins of the ancient Greeks and Roman civilization, and it said that it was an anachronism, and they would take and his point, and Dr. John Henry Clark's point was that they were placing it in an era that it was not supposed to be.
Okay,
And if you
well,
look up, you'll see
okay,
it.
so Luke, okay, so I want to go back to my show after this, but I think that you need to present something in writing that I could put in an engine. That see, when I began my work, there was no chat GPT, there was no AI, there was you having to have to unfortunately go to the library and pull up a bunch of books, and you had to do it yourself. Luckily now I have a little help. So based on available published materials that I could verify, I did not find evidence that Dr. John Henry Clark explicitly said there was no ancient Greek civilization. What I did find is that Clark consistently argued something different. That's the categorical difference. Ancient Greek was heavily influenced by Egypt and Africa. Egypt predated Greece as a center of civilization. European scholarship often minimized African contributions to Greek civilization. For example, Clark is widely quoted as saying, Egypt gave birth to what later would be known as Western civilization long before the greatness of Greek and Rome.
Yes,
He
sir.
also wrote, the people now called Africans not only influenced the Greeks and the Romans, they influenced the early world before there was a place called Europe. In his essay,
Read that again, please. Read that
the,
again, please.
the people now called Africans not only influenced the Greeks and the Romans, they influenced the early world before there was a place called Europe.
Before there was a place called Europe, and you know why
Yeah.
that was important?
Right, but that doesn't help the argument that.
It does. Continue to read, though. I'll let you continue to read. Sorry for interrupting.
And in his essay, Why African History in 1987, Clark argued that Europeans distorted African history during the colonial era. Greeks and Africans had extensive contact. Much Greek thought developed through interactions with Africa. Did Clark deny Greek civilization existed? From the sources now, there may be other sources. I'll give you that, but you're going to have to. The burden is on you. From the sources I found, no. In fact, the quotations attributed to Clark refer to the greatness of Greece and Rome, the Greeks and the Romans, the Greek and Roman times. So, with that, I'm going to say, Luke, I
read down where it says those formulations. See where it says
those formulations assume that Greece and Greek civilization existed, right? That cuts you. His argument is about it. These formulations assume that from Dr. Clark that Greece and Greek civilization existed. His argument is about its origins and influences, not its non-existence.
Which is what I said. I'm not saying that there's no ancient Greece. I'm not saying that there is no Greece. Ancient Greece is another situation. Ancient Greece. But keep reading.
Right. No, I want to stop because I tried to answer a couple of questions. What I did, let's see, it's here. I did, okay, so let's share it. I did another search and okay, so yike. I have a better. I think I have it in the other search engine. Okay, so let me go to this other search engine. There's Grok, there's ChatGPT, and then I put it in Perplexity. So I'm using three search engines.
Yes, sir.
Often what I do is I use more than one search engine. I use three search engines to test the different databases on a fact. So I
appreciate
normally
that too.
use ChatGPT. I normally use
Okay.
ChatGPT, and then I use Grok, right? I can't afford Claude. So what I did right here is map the ancient Egyptian transliterations, which would come later from the decipherment, to the Coptic, which I had already said it is the last Egyptian language, right? With the Greek. And what we find out is that ancient Egyptian words in Coptic, right, match the match the ancient Egyptians. What I need to do, right, just for the audience, is I say, great. Now do the same. Do the same with
When you're
the
done, I want to
notebook.
ask you a question, please.
Yeah. Okay. So you can ask your question. I think I'm my like for example in Coptic, if I go to Coptic Boharic and for father it's oit, in ancient Egyptians is it, Jed is to say, Coptic is Joe, like, and I can go on and on with so many words that match ancient Egyptian and Coptic,
But
right?
you only get that after the decipherment of the Rosetta Stone, Brother
Of
Reggie.
course, you would only get it after the decipherment,
So
because we wouldn't have the ancient Egyptian sounds without the decipherment of. So of course you're gonna get it after. So
size,
I have to get some water. I'm gonna let Neil, Asar, and I don't know where Harwin is, to
okay.
deal with you for a few more
So,
minutes, and then I gotta move on. Okay?
okay.
Reggie, before you go, can I ask you one quick question?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know because I'm doing that research, Dookie Cow, which I came up, but you came up with something you told me and Kim Netter. It's a site that they're excavating. What was the name of that again? Because I need to go into my search for it.
Atbia, Atbai. It's in the Eastern Desert. Atbia.
Okay. Atbai.
Yeah, Atbia, Eastern Desert, Sudan.
Atbia. Okay. Oh, let me write all that in there. Good. Thank you. Atbia. Atbai.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Atbia.
Right. And yeah, look for burial mounds.
Okay. Atbia. Burial mounds. Eastern Sudan. Atbia.
Desert.
Okay. Atbia.
Hey, Asar, are you there? Asar?
Yep, I'm still in the building. Yep.
Okay. Um, um, let me ask you a question, right? Um, when you look at if do you believe that Herodotus and a lot of the ancient guys, Herodotus, Aristotle, so on and so forth, do you see them as historical characters?
Some of them. Some of them are like you have pseudo Plato, right? which means that the scribes of that era wrote under his name. But you also have the real figure, who usually has a bust made after him. If you don't have the bust, then sometimes you have direct writings from them. Then you have other writers who have written about them, right? Like Barassus went, then Manetho went, then you got, a couple other people after that went. Now we got like 2 pictures of Manetho's head. You got a bust of Manetho, and then you got a picture of him drawn in in ancient times.
Thank you, but you know historically, not talking about a picture, historically, we don't have any evidence for any of these characters that you mentioned.
I wouldn't say no evidence for them. I would say some of them did not exist. You have, like I said, you got some pseudepigrapha out there, but to say that Plutarch didn't write the illustrious lives, right? Who are you going to accredit the illustrious to?
Wonderful. Listen. Now we really get somewhere. So see, I love this conversation. Why? Is because what if I was to show you who the ghostwriter is behind Herodotus and Hippocrates and so on and so forth? If I can show you who the ghostwriter is, and also show you how the Europeans in modern time during the Renaissance wrote themselves into history by using these characters such as Herodotus, so on and so forth, that would be huge, right?
Well, that would be what I was saying, where you showed the pseudo writers, because like I said, you got pseudo Herodotus. But when you talk about, like I said, some of the real writers, some of these things are traceable, right?
Well, if I and like what's the word? If I'm able to prove without a shadow of a doubt the ghostwriter, solid evidence behind who is the real Herodotus, so on and so forth, that would be huge, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it before, though.
That would be huge.
Wonderful.
It's been done before, though. But yeah, it would just be something that most people haven't seen, which is why I'm already telling you, I know the pseudo so-and-sos that do the writing. So yeah. Okay. You say no, but that you about to try to show us one of the pseudos who do the writing, correct?
No, not one of the pseudos. The real ghostwriter.
Yeah, he would be one of the.
Yeah, but don't do it on this show, Luke.
One of the pseudos.
Hey, Luke, don't do it on this show. Hey, man, write the paper, man. Get famous, man. Man,
you want me to write the paper? Okay, listen, Asar.
Yeah.
Is there any way that I can get your information?
Yeah, I'll drop it right here in the back chat for you.
Okay, and I'll go there. And I'll.
Oh, I don't know. Wait. You know what they say? Have a friend in Jesus. Well, he has a friend in Asar.
No. I would listen, brother Reggie. You may not believe this, but I would also like your information so I could talk to you and Asar off air.
Yeah, after debate. After the debate, I'll have more energy. After the debate,
not a
problem. Because I have to deal with a lot of Jabariism fans, and they're going to be at the debate, and I have to deal with that. So, whatever happens after the debate is just politics. I'm Brother Reggie. Look, y'all see my reach, you see my research, you see how I deal with questions. I'm not a hateful person. The only person that they're saying I'm hateful to is the Kemetic shrines. I'm not hateful to all the Kemetic shrines, and I'm not hateful to any. I just think some of their stuff is just wrong. It's men who are very charismatic, who dress well, who pass themselves up with accreditations or non-accreditations, and they are culture leaders, short cult leaders. And none of that stuff, if you don't read the meta-nature, you got meta-nature skills, don't talk to Brother Reggie about Kemet. Don't do that. Don't do that, right? Don't talk to Harwin. Don't talk to also Akkad. Don't talk to Smash. You don't do that, right? My whole point of it is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous for me to be having a conversation with a Kemetic high priest who don't read well the meta-neter. That's not hate. That's common sense. It's stupid. So, Brother Reggie got to argue with somebody who don't even know how classifiers and determinatives work on a basic level. Why? Because he doesn't not have any teachings on YouTube about teaching the meta-neter.
Reggie, Reggie, I just want to interject. If you are going to talk to him from their teacher, your student perspective.
I was going to say the same thing, Brother Reggie. I'm not a Jabari fan. I'm not a Brother Reggie fan. So I guess I see this, I see this as a good debate that's going to be coming up. But I think if you just stick to the, I think if you in particular stick just to the information and let the information speak for itself, I think that a lot of persons who might even lean on the side of Jabari might see it differently.
No, they're cult followers. They're never going to do that. They're going to look for it. Jabari said this. Man, man, if I get a chance, I show so much goddamn man. They don't even know. Harwin, I was on there with, I think Harwin and maybe a Saw and Cobb. They don't even know the hymn to Ra, which is like the Bereshit. It's like the Genesis. It's like the first thing in the Perdimeru. You got to know the hymn to Ra. And they don't even know how to read it.
But see, just how you were straightforward like that, I think that without shooting at Jabari with any what might seem as like a personal attack or whatever, if you just keep it just on the level, just like that, trust me.
I tried to in the past. No, don't get me with that, yo. Don't get me with that. I talked to everybody the same initially. Okay. Everybody the same. When I told him that the Tamu was the Tamu stuff that he was saying was BS, right?
I agree.
Very nice in the very beginning.
Listen now.
Explain it.
Go ahead.
Show it to us. So now it becomes, oh, so you don't want to play by the rules. You still want to lie to our audience and have us call the Westerners, the Europeans, Tamu. No, you don't get it. You don't get it. I try to talk to everybody nicely, right in the beginning.
Well, I agree with you just from this perspective. Not that I agree with the deciphering of the Rosetta Stone, but not knowing which vowel to use and where to place them already, tells you that you can't be calling someone a Tamu. Like how did you come up with that?
But nobody wants to check him, and that's the problem in our community.
I'm with you on that because I have my gripes with him myself. I agree with you. I'm one of them. I'm one of them that be in the chat sometimes with Harwin. I love what Howard say, man. Take Jabari out of what you call it again? Out of witness protection. I love Saw protects him. He knows it, but
yeah, he's in witness protection program. Shout out to the sa.neter witness protection.
I ain't gonna lie though. Saw to protect him though.
Jabari done ran through 7 Hebrews at a time like a Rakim record. Yeah. he done
No, it's cheating going on. It's cheating. I'm gonna show it on the debate. He ain't running through nothing. But you can't
blame Saul for that though. He gotta have a superstar.
No. I told Harwin, stay on Jabari. Do not be dealing with no Chuck Morgan. That's a distraction. Right? And Harwin knows I told him that, and I told him why. The fact of the matter is
that's a fact.
sa.neter didn't put a battery on Jabari's back. No, he did not. He didn't put a battery on Jabari's back, right? What it is sa.neter is doing what sa.neter does. Like there's nothing for me to my thing is to get out good information.
Right.
Jabari is not giving out good information. He got you walking around with colors of the neters. Like I'm wasting my time to make a point.
Like the Hebrew Israelites.
Well, no, they don't change their colors. Jabari and them got a color for every day that they're going week.
No, what I mean by that is like how the Hebrew Israelites be dressing up like people of
green, blue,
Star Trek and stuff.
Right, but in this particular case, at least they have what you call a group color, right? So that when they're walking, they know they can find. They have to. But Jabari got the daggone police color today. He doing it.
So
he do the color of the day like the police officers.
So brother Reggie, because I have no axe to grind, let me ask you a question while we're on this Jabari topic, right? Because I got no axe to grind. Is this your real beef with Jabari, or do you really feel some type of way because Sa got Jabari kind of like the face of the league? You know what I mean? Like the LeBron of the league, the Michael Jordan of the league.
Here's the issue. It's about good information and bad information. So when you promote somebody and then they start talking bad information and you block everybody from getting to the truth, that's what it is. Right? So somebody said none of you give good information. Get yourself on the chat. Here's the StreamYard, yo. Wait, here's the StreamYard. Here's the StreamYard, yo. You show me your work, bro. Show me your work, yo. You can say that. You can actually say that, yo. But get yourself. I come on here and I answer people's questions all the time.
Facts.
Right? So nobody can say that. Listen, I'm not dictating to you. I don't do what they do. Whatever I say is right. No, I don't talk to people like that. What I do is I make my points, and then you make your points after it. Right? I don't go and teach like my word is final. I never do that, right? But I will build out my points. But you chatty patties, right? You chatty patties, you get up here and you face me, you coward. My information is wrong, you coward. Show me my information is wrong, you coward. You're a coward, yo.
Hey, brother Reggie and Asa, I'm a little slow to this like media thing, right? And the internet and all of that type of stuff. I read a lot of books and I do business. That's really my thing, right? So I'm like I might look young, but I'm an old head, right? So I don't know how to get y'all. I don't know exactly how to go about getting y'all information out of the back chat. Or is the back chat the same thing as the regular chat? Do I have to scroll through that or something?
No, when you go down, it says private chat. So look on your right side, it says private chat and click that.
It should you should see studio chat.
Yeah.
At the top. Click studio chat and I'll put it in there.
Yeah.
That's 6 people, studio chat.
Okay, so let me move on. Okay, I have Gideon on. I have brother Gideon on. And
Shalom, what's going on, brother Reggie? How you doing?
I'm making my way. I had some videos to show, but I got a segue off of all this Coptic stuff. But what's going on before I go?
Yeah, man. I don't mean to offend your sensibilities, but I want to give all praises to the Most High in the name of Yeshua. I just came on, bro, because what you doing is like I put in the chat is much needed for the community and the Kemetic community, specifically speaking. But I just wanted to say, man, like when a person does not, and this is an observation I've had, when a person does not go by the biblical text, it seems the community give them license to say any and everything without being able to back it up. Whereas if a person who believes in the Bible, if they say anything, we have to know the chapter, the verse, the type of paper it was written on, the color of the ink, You know, we have to know all of that because you have people like our brother Sam Carr just sat up here and said Hebrew. Uh, I forgot Hebrew is Yiddish. Like it's nobody in the world
I didn't say that.
that's not on the fringe of society, fringe of the window pane, about to jump out on the fringe. Those are the only type of people that will make that comment. Hebrew has been documented from liturgical reasons, from poetic writings to survive. It does not come from Yiddish. Actually, it's the other way around. So people just got to stop saying anything. Then we had the other brother come on. First, he said Greece, Manoah, and Mycene did not exist. Then he followed it up by saying that Herodotus and all these other people did not make their own writings. All this that both of them said with no type of evidence, not their source. So, you know, like I said, brother Reggie, it's good you bringing these dudes back to earth. You having them read it and stick to the script, you know. And if they want to deviate and be a neo-Egyptian, that's fine. But you're not sticking to the script. So I definitely can appreciate that, you know, because we all need literacy, comprehension in this day and time, brother Reggie. No matter who we are, you know. So I definitely can appreciate that from you, my brother, and that's all I wanted to say.
And you know, the Christians and the Hebrews and the Israelites do not like Brother Reggie, but we can come together on truth, right? In facts. We may not like each other, but we can actually come together with history, right? And we could talk about that. Whether they like what I said, don't like what I said, or think I'm they have more gripe with me than Jabari could ever, right?
Yeah.
They have more gripe with me. But the fact of the matter is, look, you got a whole dude who's using the word literal, and he only defined it one time. He only defined the word one time. Like y'all is breast suckers, yo. Y'all are breast suckers, yo. Like y'all don't see this.
Real
This
fast, brother Reggie, if I can too, and you brought that up, and is a good point. The very fact that Israelites, because we all know brother Reggie will go just as hard on the Bible as he will with brother Jabari. So why would we pick any one of them? Because both of them gonna go in on the Bible. Brother Reggie just said after he finished dealing with smashing Jabari, he's gonna put a presentation together on the Hebrews, and I'm quite sure we gonna be going at it. So we like him and Jabari are arguments in the debate world, and in whatever type you want to count it, they are both against the Bible. So for the simple fact that all the Israelites are going to brother Reggie's side, brother Reggie don't almost believe in spirituality. But for the very fact that all the brothers, or rather the Israelites, are coming to brother Reggie, it should tell y'all something. And that should tell y'all that we know brother Reggie is going by what the ancient texts say. And he's not doing no flim flam, neo-Egyptian kundalini, you know, comedic stuff. He's
yoga.
sticking to the script.
I ain't doing
So
no.
that's all I want to say.
So okay, so let me just move on. So I don't know how many people. How many? Can somebody tell me how many people we got? Because I don't need to stay on because the show got kind of awkward. But this was a chance to ask Brother Reggie some questions, and for me to show some videos.
It say
But
198.
well, I want to thank everybody who has been watching the show. I so appreciate you in this lively conversation. But we all speak English, correct? Do we
Yes,
all
sir.
speak English? All right. So we should know how grammar kind of works in English. Is that true?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to a degree.
And we should know how concepts work in uh, uh, when we speak conceptually in English. We should know how those things work, and it kind of should go by the same rules. If I say something is real, and then I turn around and say it's not actual, What do y'all think about that?
That's oxymoronic.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
Reggie, let me make a statement, and I need your help on this. We have love, a concept, which a place, person, thing, and an idea. Love will fall in the idea, yet it's a noun. Is that making any? Help me out here. I'm not saying it's true. I'm asking, what is that part? What the people trying to say? I don't know.
No, because see, here's the problem. I gave you a question,
okay,
and you want to talk to me about love.
All right, I know. No, I'm out. I'm sorry. I don't, because I'm not trying to argue it. I ain't trying
to.
I might be wrong. Shit.
No, it's not that. It's a concept. It's an idea. That part I was talking about, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but there's many expressions of love. But the first thing that we would do is we go to the dictionary to see what love would be, right?
Right.
So it would be in English, and then whatever we say, we would have to apply first the dictionary items, and then we would gloss it, right?
Okay.
To our what we would do is now we would begin to ascribe more of it or less of it, and then we would have to go and see if my opinion on it or my thinking of it works, right? So it becomes kind of like mathematical, right? There's an equal to it. I say that love means this, right? And then I go to the dictionaries, I gloss it, I do all this stuff, and then when I do all that, I try to see if it's equivalent,
yep,
right? Or if it's a categorical error, right? So when a person says in this debate something is real and not actual, right?
Yeah, I can't get it.
Then we say, okay, you're being vague about what's real, and you're being vague about what's actual. Talk about that.
Got to go with that. Yeah.
I think he did that to muddle the conversation and confuse it. Like literal trying to apply. I think you said this earlier on the other stream, Reggie. Trying to apply literal to that concept and that context is actually incorrect. Like, how can you do that? Like, it's crazy.
Right, but I didn't even get to the literal part. I just got to the real part and the actual part. So when I hear something like that in English, I'm like, that's Jabariism, right? Jabariism is I said it and it's Kemetic. It goes back to the ancients. And I'm saying it does not. It does not. Saying that the netters are real and they're real, but they're not actual. It's vague. And students in the universities can't do that. So why could a goddamn professor do that? Right? Students can't do that in a paper in a university. So why can a professor do that? It's a vague statement. So he knows that he can't argue with me on that. So what he's going to argue with me on what is literal and what's not. And then he made a big mistake. He really made a big mistake. First of all, how could somebody say something about Nile Valley anything and he don't read the meta-neter? Like, am I crazy, y'all? Like, he don't read the meta-neter, so he has to read the translations. Okay, I got it. They're very good translations. Some translations are better than what I can translate. I got that, right? I got that, right? But the question is, y'all gonna find out what literal means at the debate.
Right.
I already know what literal means because I speak English. I habla English. Right? He's speaking Jabariism. I'll stop.
Well, I would just like to say real quick, I think a person can be a comedic scholar, so to speak, a comedic enthusiast, and don't know how to read the meta-neter. That's my opinion. But if a person wants to be a priest and don't know how to read the meta-neter, then that I would say that's problematic. Yes.
I kind of agree with that one, Gideon, because that's almost like regular Bible thumpers that read English and can't read Latin or what would it be, Greek and Hebrew, but they still believe in the faith.
Okay, so here's this comment. That's why he said, Dr. Onika, Reggie, come on. Well, Dr. Onika is not in the picture. She wasn't in the picture when he made that statement. And I like Dr. Onika Daniels, right? I think she's a very, very talented, beautiful, uh, uh, intellectual person. And if he used her as the expert, and I did interview her, and we had a good interview. I don't have a problem with Dr. Anika Daniels. I have a problem with something he said after the fact. So just because you're married to someone, you think that that information transmits to you? Like who am I talking to? Like, so you marry a medical doctor or a doctor in anything, and you're not a doctor, and that transmits to you, right? What they went through. Like, 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 who are you fooling? Yo, stop that Jabariism stuff. That shit is cuckoo. It's cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Because you married to somebody, then all of a sudden you absorb what they went through. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, y'all gotta stop that. Oh, you imagine what that person said to me? And then says to me, come on. You come on, yo. You get off the comedic titty.
Hey, Brother Reggie, can I ask a question?
Only on this subject because it doesn't seem like I got any good questions on this. So, and I'm not getting a lot of support, but I'm glad that y'all coming to this debate, right? No matter what, the debate is on. It's on July 11th. If you're out of town, please be there at 3 o'clock so they don't turn you away. The place is too small, but it's because the Himnetchatepi told sa.neter that he can get Hunter College, and then didn't get back to sa.neter for 2 or 3 weeks, and then sa.neter said he wanted an in-person debate, so he said at least for that portion he will do, and then it just got out of hand. So many people want to come and see it in person, and so please watch this. Please, if you're coming out of town, right? Please get there at 3 o'clock, right? And do whatever you can. Call sa.neter, email him, and say, hey, because I mean, sa.neter is trying to have a good event, but sometimes the interest of the event overshoots what the organizer is planning. So now, if you can't get in, and you came in from there's people coming from North Carolina. I heard of brothers 8 deep. He got 8 deep, and he coming from North Carolina. And then there are people who are just around the block who are gonna come, right? So they're gonna beat my brother who's coming 8 deep from North Carolina, and then there's people coming from Philadelphia. There's, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. There are lots of people, way more than this space can hold. I can't get into that because I'm just trying to be honest. What I would say is, this is what I would say. I would talk to sa.neter about a watch party somewhere, right? I would talk to him about a watch party somewhere where he could manage a watch party. But the Himnetchatepi who started this, because it should have just been online, but the Himnetchatepi said that he can get a place, and so that messed it up, right? And we never know how many people are going to the debate. So sometimes sa.neter puts on a whole debate and only 100 people show up. There's no way he can manage how many people are going to show up, right? So to me, I don't want to be involved in that, but I do want to help. I do want to I do want to help the people. So
Should be
I'm not
cutoff.
Say what, sir?
Should be a cutoff at some point in time. Once Once you sell enough tickets for the in-person event, do a cutoff.
Well, he should have. What he did is he didn't sell in person separate than the group ticket. So if you paid $30, you could go to the in person because that's what he advertised. You got it? If you paid $30 a ticket, you would be able to go to the in person.
If
right?
you're early. Yeah.
Right. If you get there early, right? So I'm not going to get involved in that because sa.neter, he don't have a big team, and he don't have a big team around him that he has a lot of people, believe it or not, like anybody. He thinks that they're his friends, but they're not his friends. And so he survived all these years being just sa.neter. Right? And I understand that, but the minute that the Himnecha Tepe said he can get Hunter College, I knew it was going to go wrong. I knew it was going to go wrong because usually a place needs 3 weeks notice, right? And you have to usually buy insurance along the way. Am I wrong? And so at that late date when sa.neter found out that he couldn't get it, then he was like, oh shoot, yeah. So I can't, I'm not involved in sa.neter business, and I'm not going to be involved in his business. I'll give him advice, but he survived so long being sa.neter. Now, back to this before I close out. So again, I want to thank the 2 or 3 people that gave me a donation, but I do want to end with. I want to end with making a point to your logical minds, right? The statement that we're arguing, all the netters are real. They're not literal. They're not actual. We're talking about how forces and energy work in the universe. This is 2026, family. Like, if you think that anything in that statement makes sense, that means something is wrong with you. There's nothing in that statement that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. The netters and netteroos in the whole category is ancient Egypt. Are they real? They was real to them. They may not be, they were real to them, but they were not actual. They were actual to them. They had whole tomb walls with netters. Whole tomb walls. So how the hell you gonna tell those ancient ancestors it wasn't actual? Like, yo, the dude should be kicked out of the community for this. They're not real, but actual, not actual. Just that. Forget the literal part. We'll argue that on a debate. But you're gonna tell me that these ancient Africans who built these incredible tombs underground in cliffs and put in the netters on their walls, on their coffins, on their linens, they're not actual? Yo, he's worse than, to me, a early European Christian, yo. He's worse, calling them pagans. He basically said that the netters and netteru are pagans. Argue with me in the chat. Oh, come on. I'm not dealing with the literal part. He just called those people pagans.
But Brother Reggie,
go ahead, brother.
Okay, Brother Reggie, but if he shows where those storylines, because I don't think he's gonna go that deep into the meta personally. So I think he's gonna take the English route, right? And but if he shows that the things that you're calling literal and actual is tied to allegory or myth, then would he or would he not have a point? It's the question.
Oh, so this is the inky slippery slope, right?
But you know that's what's coming.
Yeah, this is slippery slope. The slippery slope is all the netters and netteru literal. We're not talking about the clauses but we can talk about the clauses. But that doesn't make the netters and the netteru. Let's just deal with not the literal. Let's just deal with the real and actual. So,
but if it's not allegory, brother Reggie, then it wouldn't be.
okay. Well, the issue is you're kind of playing little games, right? He can't show. He can only show a sentence is allegory. He can't show that the neteru are allegory. He can't show it.
I got a question for you, brother Reggie. All of the one, even the bull and all those are animals, you know, but there's one neteru that I found that was a physical human by the name of Bess, or the pygmy. And he has no half this, half. It's a straight human, right? And I don't use pygmy, you know what I mean? Batois, I don't need to say, but I'm just for the listening audience so they can kind of understand what I'm saying, because that's derogatory. But the Twa was the people used for, and it even, I looked it up, it says Central Africans was always depicted, like the Congo, the Twa people, as best. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, but no, okay, so let me just do best real quick.
Okay.
I know where you're going, but I don't think that you're correct.
Okay.
Right? So best is a glyph, right? So here is ancient Egyptian best. There's no human walking around looking like best, right?
I didn't know that. I thought the pygmy was the human birth. Okay.
So, but best is an ideogram, right? So best himself is a meta nature, just like. So let me just show Best, my man Best,
the best to ever do it.
But see, that's exactly what I'm getting at, brother Reggie. If it is tied to myth or allegory, then you're gonna have a fight on your hands.
No, I'm not, because I can see that here go my man Best.
Right.
See, one thing is you don't know the meta nature. So Harwin knows the meta nature, and Sar and Khan know the meta nature.
Yes, sir.
So because people don't know the meta nature, including the him nature tepi, then you can arise to that conclusion. But if you know the meta nature, you would never arise to that conclusion.
Okay.
You would never arise to it. But you're dealing with the high priest of energy and principles.
Nope, I'm dealing with asking and getting the answer from those that know. Brother Reggie, one. Yeah.
Okay. So I answered some of the questions. I had so many videos. I hope you enjoyed Baba Herus, the ancestor, going against Captain. But I had way more videos to show. So here I'm going to say support Brother Reggie, and I'll play my theme song. And I'll be on tomorrow, I think, with Morpheus. Morpheus is on the show tomorrow. How y'all like that? You want to hear Morpheus?
Can I have a word?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been listening to the show. My voice has been really weird today, man. But I wanted to call in because I just got to thinking about things. I don't, as a believer, as a Hebrew Israelite, it would be weird if I would say I'm a Hebrew Israelite and I believe in the Most High, that he's real, but he's not literal.
You're absolutely correct.
I'm having a problem understanding that, because if I say that I'm a Hebrew Israelite or a Christian, then I am one that must believe that not only was Christ literal, but he's real.
Oh, that's correct.
I would have to believe that. So to me, it sounds like, and I don't want to make it personal, but it sounds like a bunch of people don't want to stand on their dime.
You're correct.
They want to believe, they want to say they're Kemet, but then they don't believe.
Apostle, Jabari Sase's just been making money off of y'all. You don't know that?
But no, Reggie, this is big, and I'm gonna tell you why this is big.
I gotta go. I just want to leave that. Apostle, you're absolutely right. Gideon, I have a good idea of what you're saying, and you understand what I'm saying. He's been making money off of y'all, yo.
So Reggie, you about to leave? Did I write this? Did I write this right? I wrote ATBAI.
Hold on.
Wait, 1 second. I gotta ask.
I understand, but I got a question for you, Rob.
Okay, well, hold on 1 second.
If you're a Christian or if you're a Hebrew, and then you don't speak that language, you are so-called Pan-Africanist. Do you speak any African language?
Hey, Apostle, let me say it like this. If you are a believer, you're just a believer. But with Jabari, you're dealing with the high priest, yo.
That's different.
You're dealing with the high priest. If you just
I understand, but I just wanted to ask Rakufu, because he say he a believer than the African spiritual system.
Now, when you say
do
that,
you speak any language?
Fluently, I speak only English. Just like
again.
Yeah, I can speak certain. I can say certain
based on that analogy.
Yes.
You saying that a Christian or Hebrew that believes he's a Hebrew, but he can't speak Hebrew, he's fooling himself.
Yeah.
By that same notion, you're fooling yourself.
You can say
all you is an American Negro.
You can say
like everybody else.
Well, you can say what you want.
Apostle, when he come on my show, when Apostle come on my show, boy.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So
because you and Apostle, y'all have y'all differences. But for Apostle to stand on, hold on, Raku, for 10 seconds, because I was about to say this before you even said something.
Okay.
For the elder to come on and stand on truth, regardless how he feel about Brother Reggie, that's not only, you know what I'm saying, humbling for me to see, but it's also should be telling that, you know, it should be quite clear that this brother is not going to let his feelings get in the way of the truth, and he's siding with the truth. So I do want to.
What he's doing is he's stepping back because he's on sa.neter's channel, but I'm moderating, and he just realized something. He realized something about Jabari's strategy, and that he's supposed to be a high priest, and he's beating up on the Christians and Hebrews and Israelites, and something is wrong when he's saying something is real but not actual. So Apostle in this particular show, Apostle saying that don't make no sense.
It don't fly.
Yeah, but let me address what he said about me personally.
No. Okay, I gotta go. It's 10:29. Brother Reggie got it. Brother Reggie got to go. I only got 3 cash apps.
Okay.
And I gotta go eat
dinner.
We
can pick it up later, Rock.
All right, bro.
Yeah, but y'all two can battle it out. But Apostle, thanks for thinking about it, because even though we have differences, in orientation and knowledge, right? What makes sense, and what doesn't make sense. And what Jabari, the professor, the high priest, I'm sorry, Hassan Ka, where he at?
He left, sir.
What it don't make sense. And he's the high priest. So he's the high priest of energy and forces. So with that said, I'm gonna play my song, and
Reggie, did I get this right? By Eastern Sudan desert burial mounds recently excavated on archaeological. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm
gonna let's show Brother Reggie some love on the Cash App, man. Let's all do that, man. In the name of the Most High. Let's
my Cash App one more time, because I'm going to eat dinner right now. Because what happens is, even for this debate, it's dangerous for me, because my doctor told me, hey, Reg, you know, you got real high blood pressure, you know, and you not taking it, you refuse to take the medicine. And because I'll be on it forever. So I'm like, even with this debate, I got to be very, very careful. So anyway, I want to thank y'all.
what you do. You uncover truth and make it new. A researcher sharp with a patient hand, building bridges across the land. You speak with honor, calm and clear, and every room leans in to hear. You carry knowledge like a well-worn flame, passing it onward